Alrighty. What's up? Sort of a chill stream today. I wanted to... Here, let me think about this for a second before I do too much. Uh, anyways, I wanted to do Mirage Isle, just to chill again, like I usually do on Saturdays. Because I'm playing anyways, I may as well just stream and answer questions and such. But that ended up just being, well, actually, Garden is in peace. Let's just do that instead. It's a little bit more proactive, at least, and I can try to get to rank whatever I can get up to, right? So that's going to be the plan, just for now. Then we'll do maybe Mirage Isle after. Maybe we'll do some more... the problem is, it's actually been really hard to queue up for arenas at all. I mean, people are in the Garden, right? So it's very tough, especially during Peace, to be queuing up specifically. I don't know. I mean, I don't like that system in the Garden, the fact that you're not actually able to, you know, queue up for things and hang out with, like, Nation Chat from outside the Garden, right? The Nation Chat that is outside the Garden, rather. So it's kind of, but we're here, we're stuck dealing with it, so that's fine. Let me buff a little bit here. The main problem I'm going to have here is mana, so it's a good thing I have like 200 soups. And then also, I think that... I don't know who this guy is. Oh, looks like they're actually reward tier 3 already. Never met them before, though. Anyways, they are looking... They're a healer, so I happened to be where I was, so I said, okay, fine, we'll farm together. But yeah, so just kind of streaming at the same time as me doing stuff. It at least allows people to have a source of, you know, it's kind of a place to ask questions and such if they need any help, like usual. Actually, is Crisp still on? Let me turn that off so you guys can absolutely hear all of my hammering on the keyboard. But it's also nicer because my voice is a little bit higher quality, right? So there we go. There's been so many good streams, by the way, for all of the fresh start stuff and, like, you know, really good PvP at low levels, and it's very fun to watch. So I've been doing that a little bit. And this is kind of like, you know, a different stream, at least still for people who want to ask questions. Because if you're looking for PvP content, you know, and I'm not doing arenas or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't get too much better than fresh start on a low level standard, of course, right? Because the gameplay is very different at lower levels. People don't have access to all the ancestral abilities, and so on. Okay. It just flew off the cliff. It's not a big deal. Anyways, so you know, those streams are still extremely good for that. So I don't expect to be taking away too much of that audience, because I don't want to, because they're really good streams, right? But I still want to at least leave myself open, as I usually do, in case people have any questions and want to learn more about mechanics, or want to theory craft about builds, or just trying to get some more information about the game in general. Looks like the other one actually came over here and aggroed us, and then ran away again. So that is just a wacky one. Let's kill this bird. God, so much damage. Also, I still haven't gone and reactivated the, what's it called? The Korean font mod. Which sucks, because I really like that font mod compared to the, to this one. I should do that at some point. I think if I crash or something, I'll do that. I'll try to remember to anyways. Also, the music might be a little bit too loud. Let's turn it down to a 3. There we go. I'm not even trying to do the Impale combo. There's no point. We're able to keep ourselves alive just fine. I don't have to worry about potions. The only thing I need is the mana soups. That's it. I've also never actually used this Divine Blessing, which I want to at some point during the stream, so hopefully we can find a good time to do that. But you know what, honestly? It's actually quite slow to get the rank up when I'm in a party of 1. I think I was doing way better when I was actually solo, even though I guess technically I was using potions and stuff as well. Yeah, because I'm only getting, what is that, 1180? And, here, let's kill something. Oh, hello. See that we have now another friend here. Ah, I see we have 3 friends here. Okay. The more the merrier, right? So 1180 became 2650. 2650 became 1320. And 1320 1330 becomes 1385. Ooh. So yeah, we're only getting like 50 per. It's just split in half. But we're able to kill faster, right? So I guess that's kind of the point. He's doing just fine on mana. I am not. Alright. We'll keep fighting here. Oh, and I did advertise myself everywhere this time. So hopefully some newer players will be able to see that and ask questions, or at least have a place to ask questions. Because all those streams that are PvPing and such, or doing things in fresh start servers, it's much harder to ask questions if they're busy doing stuff. So, I mean, I've been watching them quite a bit, and they're really entertaining, but I've seen a lot of questions go ignored completely, which is fine. I mean, I get it, you know, the streamer's busy and such, but I still want there to be some place that people can ask questions. I still haven't figured out the giveaway thing, like how I want to actually give away stuff. I might just use the system I have right now with Streamlabs and then switch to something later. So if we get enough people just hanging out in the stream, I'm not going to advertise it just yet, but maybe we'll do a giveaway just to, you know, the folks hanging out. The thing is, there's a drop system that Gamigo seems to be working on, which is awesome, and I'm glad that they are. I can kind of simulate a drop system just like, you know, if there's a lot of people hanging out, then I'll go ahead and just give people some random stuff, right? Give away a bunch of stuff, right? Kind of like how the drop system works anyways. Just from participating, you would get things, right? Or at least have a higher chance to gain things, so that'll be the target of that for now. Sorry, YouTube folks who are tuning in the background. I could do YouTube giveaways, but then that would require me to do quite a bit, so hopefully you guys can make it to the stream. Alright, soups. But the giveaways that I have anyways are for labor pots, or labor rechargers, I should say, for both Unchained and Legacy. And then also Moonlight and Sunlight Juices for just Unchained alone. I've got a few of them each of everything, so I can just give those away randomly. Figured the juices would be nicer for newer players, and the rechargers would be nicer for pretty much anybody. We'll see how that stuff goes. Thing is, most people... I guess newer players would be able to use the rechargers. I'm sorry, newer players would be able to use the juices just fine, without any complaints. Because you don't have to actually craft it yourself then, right? A little bit cheaper. Although it does suck that you're taking away from the market of juices, because that is a craftable item that is tradable. If we had some other ideas of things to add as a giveaway, or things to add to the eventual drops table, right, to drops for Twitch, that'd be nice to know. Like, we don't have any kind of cosmetic coin system that I've been kind of suggesting over time. If we had that, like, we could actually give away some pretty cool things that have no actual value, just, you know, cosmetic value, which is kind of nice, that people can then choose rewards for themselves. Maybe someday in the future, who knows? We'll see what ends up happening. But I can't think of anything else, honestly, for what we might give away that doesn't, like, affect proficiency value or anything, right? And isn't too OP. Like, if we had an extra pot that, like, gave 100% loot drop rate, and it was actually able to be used with every other loot drop potion in conjunction with them, that would be too OP, right? Because then everybody would be just farming the streams, and it's good for the streamers, absolutely. Absolutely, that'd be amazing. But at the same time, it puts too much value on it, and then, you know, people who aren't watching actually kind of miss out on it, and it becomes kind of an issue as well. I was using his pet as well. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to figure out what we might suggest for additional drop stuff. And Cody's in the background hanging out as well. Oh, that is very close to 2 other ones. I guess we could just AoE them, honestly, right? Ah, fuck it. Let's just drag that one in here, too. Let's put some pressure on this healer that we have here. No, Steep. I'm gonna aggro this guy then. Oh, we've aggroed both. That's okay. Not enough mana. Okay. No big deal. I think Wiggles might die. It doesn't matter. That freaking mob is just going around like crazy. Oh, now we've aggroed 3. Wiggles is okay though because of the AoE healing. And he gets healed double as well. Even though the item is bugged and doesn't say that it does that anymore. Oh, 4. Okay. Well, 4 now total. There's only 3 attacking. Okay. Let's kill one of these. Good. I do want to track target his pet so that I'm aware at least of its health as well. So now it's almost as if I have the whole party on my screen. I have him, I have my pet, I have his pet, I have me. The only problem is mana, which Wiggles is not having a good time with either, so maybe I should turn off a couple of these abilities. Honestly, he doesn't need swing strike. He doesn't need the 2 big ones. So that should be good. We could just AoE farm. Fuck it. We'll accidentally aggress the 3rd one, I'm sure. In just a second here. There we go. There's the 3rd one. If he can impale them, and he did, so I'm going to go ahead and follow up with crows. So now they have less accuracy. A lot less accuracy. Although I really don't need to, because it's not like we're dying here. The healing is helpful. Nice. Not too bad. And I want to keep fighting these guys, because the other locations where these mobs are, there's a lot of mobs that I can't really do that much damage against, so let's just go ahead and pick on a couple of these guys. Also, if he follows up with his impale after I've impaled them, that would do a ton more damage. So I'm going to time my impale for when he's about to unleash his impale. And that's probably a better idea for combos and damage. Because his impale does a ridiculous amount of damage, where mine... I guess it's melee now, so technically mine does do a ton of damage too, huh? In fact, do I have any combos with impale for extra damage? No. That's just the Vitalism impale. I think it does, like, a ridiculous amount more damage against targets that are already impaled, I think. I'll take a look very quickly what that combo is. Vitalism. Yeah, 45% more damage against impaled targets. But only the main one is like that, so he might not be... Oh, no, and Flame. Not Life. But I don't think he's using Life, so it's okay. Alright, let's aggro a couple of these guys. You. Oh, 4. Okay. Now we got a party. Use your impale, buddy. Do it. That was like a perfect time, too. What a bummer. Maybe he's waiting for me to do impale for him. Follow up. Yeah, that's not enough time. So I gotta wait for him, and then I start off with impale. Right when he's casting it. Yeah, his impale is very good. Alright, 4 is not too bad. I think that's all of that. Let's go down here. We're good. I guess it's not too bad. fighting these things like this. This guy wants to join, huh? Oh, it's Prince of Ping. I'm alright with him being around. The only problem is now we're getting only a third split, right? So we're getting much less farrier quest points, which... oh, is he done already with his? Oh, if he is, does the points get... You're just farming some plants. Oh, I see. Do the points get... They must, right? The points still get split as if there's 3 people, right? I would assume that's the way that it works. Alright, well, let me aggro some things here. I can't spell quickly. Let me aggro another one. And then another one. It's very hard to see the effects on the ground, though, because of the snow. Like, I can see that he's casting something. Oh, okay, that was actually Impale. Got it. So I should have used Impale then. I should have used my Hell Spear then. Alright. It's like blinding. It's very hard to see that particular thing. Alright, cool. He's out of here. I guess you're staying in party then? Oh, he's gonna... I wish we had ways to get more mana from skills like we did in the past. Besides, obviously, healing him, right? Healing him still does it with an ancestral ability, but it's not the greatest, not the greatest mana boost ever. Gotta use all my soups. It's a bummer there's no actual, like, garden crates out of here, too. That means that you can't really farm the garden for the things you'd need out of crates. Oh my god, they are... Come on, come here. Come on, use Impale. Oh, his pet's about to die. Oh, use it! Perfect! Ah, nice! Perfect! That should have given him 50% more damage on those hits. Best combo. What a team. Although one of these mobs is stuck in a tree, so we're not actually able to do damage to it. Alright, let's, one more. Okay. He's at rank 4 now. I'm at rank 3. Oh, he's getting ready for his Impale, I can see it. Okay, Cody. I'm getting ready for his Impale, too. Yeah, he's not using it. Okay, fine. I will just, I gotta stop these things from moving, so that it's easier to AoE. Is that it? Okay, good. Soup. I know Cody. I might just bring Cody here. He hasn't really been bothering me. Lately he's been very, very, like, affectionate. He just hangs out on my arm all day. So I might just do that right now. But then he, like, wants to start biting things and play, of course, as a bird would do. But I don't have the camera on, so unfortunately you guys wouldn't be able to see them. I don't have the camera at all. It's not attached to my computer. Yep, that's right, Cody. Okay. Yep. That's right. He's a bird. He's letting everybody know he's a bird. Alright, hold on. just, he wants attention. I'll give him attention, don't worry. Yeah, I know, he's laughing at us. That's his laugh. That's him actually mimicking our laugh. Or a human laugh, you know? It's so hard to see in the snow. Oh, nice, fourth one. Good. Oh, nice. Potential fifth one. Here we go. Real AoE farm now. Okay. Now we have some fun stuff. Oh! Oh! That's not good. I have to think, right? Okay, he was able to heal me. We're good. His pet died, though. Not enough mana. One of them reset. Dang, if that one didn't reset, this would have been perfect. Oh well. He needs to summon another pet. Not my attacking ones. Or not any attacking ones. That one works. Yep, I know Cody. I got lassoed. Oh. Wiggles is over there, though. And I want to aggro that one. Come here. Oh my god, dude. You really want to kill Wiggles. Wiggles, no! Wiggles is an absolute beast. This lasso doesn't end. Getting to rank 2. Again, I'm actually pretty fine with just turning in at rank 2 every day, because I'm not really rushing things. It takes so long just to get rank 6 anyways. Yep, I know Cody. He really wants attention. Oh my god. Yep. 4? Should I go for 4? Oh! I forgot these guys are actually good against me. They're actually very, very good against my armor type. So I really need to be more careful and not put as much stress on the healer. Target is facing the wrong direction. Oh. Okay. Healer's doing very well at keeping me alive. Alright. Full mana. Oh, hello. Perfect timing. It's so hard to see. I mean, it's not hard to see, it's just that everything's so bright. It's hard to focus on specific things. Also, I think Wiggles has the attention of the Griffin over here. So I'm going to try to steal that from him. Okay, I should be all tripped. Or not. I guess I didn't reach one of them with Crescent Slice. Get them in time. Oh, that's so good. How much damage that one thing does to everything. So good. Soup. We're getting, I guess, a good amount of coin purses, but honestly, these coin purses are not technically as efficient to open as ancestral coin purses. So farming these are really just for maybe these botanical specimens, which I guess I got one from so far, because they don't drop very often from the mobs. But in addition to that, obviously, we're just trying to get rank up here. I just have to make sure I don't die. Alright, what do we got? Everything else is dead. Let's go grab 3. He's on Wiggles. Grab that. Grab that. He's gonna lasso. We got a 4th one here. Nice. Come here, everybody. Ah. Tiger Strike to the wrong one. So far we're okay in health. Okay, good. There's the 4th one. Because all of these mobs do extra damage to... Oh no, never mind. They're not good against me. They're good against none of us. In fact, he's leather as well. So these are perfect mobs for both of us to fight. That's why we're doing so well against them. Not just for me, but for him, since he's in cloth. Though I have to wonder if they do extra damage to the NPCs that we bring up, right? The pets. I would assume they don't do extra damage to them, but who knows? Hey, Yooks. How's it going? Oh, what was that? I can't even see my mail, or you know, if I sold anything. I ended up putting onto the auction house those things, Yooks, for the cloaks. We'll see if I can try to make my money back anyways. So they're up there. Kind of expensive, which is a good thing, because the prices for everything have gone up. I'm dashing some moberinos while waiting for foods. Sounds good. Alright, target is facing the wrong direction. I get it. Same, just doing the rest of this peace period to see what reward level I can get. Random healer came up to me right when I was about to begin looking for a group, so I decided to bring him along as well. So that's been alright. We've been able to AoE farm these. I like that ability he's got. Come here, buddies. You too. Come here. Come here. Why isn't that... Why can't I aggro him? Okay. Out of sight, I guess. Oh, I have to track target his penguin. Steve. Honestly though, it takes so long just to get rank up. I don't want to do this every day. I'd rather just get rank 2 and be done with it. And just go do other stuff. If anything, I'd rather be in here for PvP. But since PvP doesn't actually give you that much points, and obviously it's extremely risky, since, you know, you could die, I would much rather... I'd much rather just PvP for fun, which I do occasionally do. It sucks soloing too. I'm okay with soloing. It just takes more potions and stuff, right? I have to heal myself and use sandwiches. But you get double the points, right? Right now I'm only getting half the points that I would normally be getting per kill. But we're killing stuff faster, and I don't have to use as many resources, so it's still supposed to be better, right? Okay, Cody, I know. I know, Cody. He wants to participate in all this. Alright, I can turn on... Yeah, go on. Tell me more, okay? I can just put him on my shoulder so he stops yelling at least. Although if he yells while on my shoulder, all of our ears are going out. Alright, let me aggro these guys. I'm waiting for him to do his impale so I can combo with it. Is he using Holy Bolt? Oh, he is using it. Well, we got it on one, the extra damage. I just don't want him to fall off the cliff again. I'm trying to keep him here. Okay, good. Nice. I'm surprised there's not a lot more people here farming, considering this is probably a very common build for people. You know, to do extra damage with slashing and leather, right? There should be more melees hanging around here, killing these as well. But I just don't see them. Or maybe there's better spots to farm. This one's really good, though. I'm waiting for him to use his impale. You can hear him charging up impale. Yep, there it is. Oh, I didn't do it. He didn't finish the cast. Oh well. Maybe he got stunned or tripped. Oh, I didn't even realize you get honor gems from this. So you actually gain some honor, technically, from farming here. But, again, you can farm much faster in, like, West Huron Mountains and such, so you'd be getting those faster, too. Let me use a soup. That's how you combo when you're using when you're solo. Hellspear Skewer does a big old damage. The big deal is that I can also impale, right? So, Flame Skewer has a combo, and regular Skewer has a combo for 50% more damage if the target is already impaled. And so I'm kind of waiting for him to do his impale, because you know, there's a cast time associated with his. And right before it hits, I impale everything. So that, you know, his does a lot more damage. Very, very simple combo. Oh, he just used it. I didn't even... Like, sometimes the sounds don't pop off, so it's hard to see. It's hard to see in general when he's actually using it because of the snow on the ground. It makes it very tough to see the circles. That's right, Cody. Alright, let's grab these two. I'll go up here. I guess I'll end up with rank 3, huh? Most likely. Okay, that one actually might reset if we fight here. Yeah, it did. It did reset already. Okay. Okay, I don't want Wiggles to die, though. Oh, good. He's actually healing Wiggles. Awesome. Although his pet died again. But mine is tier 2, so it takes forever to kill it. Alright, let's go up here. Let's pop another soup. Still only have 5 of those botanical specimens. I really want to get into that and, like, I don't know, hunt down the times when all the plants spawn and try to keep them. But I don't know. I don't have the patience for it. I don't really like farming in general, and this is like hardcore farming, which is cool. But I don't want to have to get into it. Other people know the times better than I do. You're working on your pet armor at the moment, fully gemming with resilience too. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I don't want to fully gem with resilience first. I'd rather do. Oh, I don't have Hellspear. Damn. Oh well. Mine was on cooldown. Anyways, I'd rather do the crit gems first, at least. And then maybe do the resilience gems after. Or maybe not even resilience. You know, you could just put in flat melee damage or magic damage or whatever, right? You could use the red, the fire glows. Sure. Yeah. Coffee? Is that what you're making? Okay, I don't know what's happening. You could use the fire glows to just give them more damage. I think that works in armor too, right? So that might be something to consider. Because they already have so much resistance from PvE. Like, it's insane how much resistance they have. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried more about them doing as much damage as they can. Wiggles is nice because he has some passive buffs. He has double mana. He has 10% more crit rate and 10% more attack percentage. So it's really good. He's amazing for damage and everything. And I want to continue sort of enhancing his ability to do damage by... you know, gemming him with ways that will actually benefit him. So crit gems, if they even work, I would assume they do. And I'd rather just pump up as much damage as I can. Melee attack for him. Yep, I know, Cody. Yep, I get it. Uh-huh. Yep. In fact, I gave him Resilience Lunafrosts, but in reality I should change... Yep, I know, Cody. I should change his Resilience Lunafrosts to just Strength, right? Stealth Detection. He doesn't need Stealth Detection, he needs Strength. So I should think about that, too. Alright, let me aggro another one. That one. Oh, and that one. Come here, buddy. Ooh, hello. Fourth one. This is a good idea or no? Okay, now they're all distressed. That's really good, actually. I like that I can combo that way. I can trip, and then right as the trip is about to finish, I can distress everything. Which is really nice. Because then now they have full 6 seconds of slow movement speed, and less damage, and less attack speed, and a lot of stuff, right? It's very, very good. Distress is such a powerful ability. So I'm getting used to using Retribution properly. Because there's like a million things I love Retribution, I really do, and I've always tried to find a way to add it to my build earlier, but I would never be able to. And now that I can, it's awesome. I actually got a Mysterious Accessory Infusion, which are tradable, by the way. It says 20s on there, but I don't think I can search for them, hilariously. Anyways, that's cool. It's like an extremely rare drop, and it doesn't really give that much XP, though, does it? Okay, now we got 4 again here. Okay. Let's pay attention. Wiggles. I'm gonna need you to not die. Okay. 200 XP for Grand. Is that good? What's the regular one? Also, I can upgrade his gear past rare now, but I think that only just gives more stats. It's not that crazy. And also, I guess, more gem slots, which is really what I want, huh? So now his tier 2 gear can go all the way up to Divine. But it's like, God, it takes so much XP to get up there. It's just not worth it. It's a lot of labor. It's a lot of getting these infusions. Apparently they go up to Arcane, and regular is 100. Regular is 100. Grand is 200. So what Arcane might be double or quadruple that. So 400 or 800. Is there another one here? Oh, they're just spawning in now. I don't know, like, it's a really tough system, right? Like, the benefits are actually quite good when you get to tier 2, but the main problem is getting to tier 2 at all. Yes, there's all of these infusions, but you still need 10 sun points just for an attempt. Perfect, I got it off. I got the combo. Just for an attempt, and the attempts are like 30% chance, so you need like 30 star points. Star points, did I say sun points? You need 30 star points on average to get a piece up to tier 2. Or maybe it's 50%, not 30%. Actually, yeah, I think it's 50%. But regardless, it's like there's RNG involved. So, you know, you could really fail in RNG and have no way to control it. Thankfully, I was able to get tier 2 without many failures. And so, you know, it's nice, but it's an extremely expensive process to get this stuff. Plus, I kind of want more sets of tier 2, because I don't like having to constantly switch out who has what gear. I'd rather just have one set of gear, or I'm sorry, I'd rather have multiple sets of gear than, you know, switch out the one that I have. I think I was able to get crows off in time for the accuracy reduction. Looks like I did, yeah. It actually worked. Huh. Nice. Right, here I shouldn't be doing single target retributions. I should be doing distress with crescent slice at least. Oh, he's got aggro on this. Oh, now I haven't. Cool. Cool, cool. Alright, we got... Oh my god, rank 4 is so far away. I don't wanna do this. Oh god, we got, okay, 5. Right. We can aggro 5 right now. I don't know if I want to aggro 5. Maybe when one is about to die, I'll get the last one. Alright, nice. Good distress. I'm gonna love Retribution in arenas, but arenas just haven't been popping. Everybody's in here. Nobody can queue for arenas just when they're normally grinding or anything, like I used to do. Arenas are a great way to get your mana and health back while you're grinding, right? You kill some stuff, you run out of mana, go into an arena. You come out, you're back at full mana. But you can't do that with the garden. Alright, I guess we'll kill this one. I can't really aggro this to the other ones, so we'll just kill it really, really fast. Or, you know, let it just run away like that. Lighter. Alright. Okay, good. These have all respawned now. Ooh, you know what? I could be using, I don't know if it works, because they don't technically have toughness. At least as far as we know, these mobs don't have toughness. But I could be using the, oops. Ah! Okay, I actually have to heal myself there. I'm so scared. Oh, I didn't get the impale off in time. Alright, scary. Too scared. I don't want to die and then have to redo a whole rank. It's not worth it. I don't think I'll be able to get rank 4 though. I could just come back later to farm, but I don't necessarily want to. Alright, let's get the far one first. And aggro the other ones here. Okay. Oh boy. It would have been nicer to have mana shield or something on me. Nice. Distress. Distress is so good. Even on mobs, I know these guys can't heal themselves, but just, you know, them not doing as much damage is nice. Then we have to kill this one solo before the other ones respawn, so we're kind of stuck in this rotation now. Not the way I want it to work, but the others haven't respawned yet. We could wait until this one's up and then kill 5, but that's pushing it. Oh my god, come back. There we go. Hi. buddy. Where's the third one? Should I get that instead? Aha! Nice. And we got his combo off. Amazing. Running out of mana here, but I think we're perfect on everything. Nice. Cool. Don't think I'll be able to hit rank 4. Ow. Ow. No! I was in global cooldown, I couldn't use it. I feel like most people don't value combos with other people as much as they should. Like, he may not even be realizing that I'm trying to get an Impale combo off for him. Right, he's just pushing buttons so that, you know, for the sake of it. No, I shouldn't say that, because it's very possible that he is actually paying attention, and he likes working together because of it. But I still do, like, in general, overall, I don't mean for this guy specifically, I mean, I feel like people undervalue teamwork combos, which is an unfortunate thing, because there's so many extra ways to do damage. You know, just distressing people allows, you know, because it reduces movement speed, it allows, like, AoE endless arrows to do more damage to everything, or, you know, there's tons of different combos. Actually, does the AoE endless arrows work against load targets? I don't even know if that combo works. Hold on. I don't think the AoE version has that combo. Oh, it does, yeah. It just doesn't do as much damage. So yeah, Flame is the most common one. Actually, I don't know, maybe not. Okay, alright, let me pay attention again. So he's got that one. I'm gonna get this one, and this one. Okay, Cody. Come here, buddies. Oh boy. Can I trip everything? No. I was slowed or something, couldn't do that. Couldn't get my Crows combo off either because I was in global cooldown again. Kind of annoyed 2-star mobs don't give more points. And they don't really give more anything, do they? They might have a higher chance to drop something, but it just doesn't seem worth it. But I agree. You know, if you kill mobs during war, it actually gives more points. But, you know, you're risking it, of course. You're risking it all by doing that. Alright, I want the third one to spawn. Okay, he wants to go. That was the... Alright, just go kill him. He's shooting one heart at me. They're not worth it because damage like 4 times more than normal mobs. Not worth it at all, yep. Do they have a chance to drop anything interesting? Like, I don't know. No, right? I mean, they might be able to drop a botanical specimen more often, but is it really worth it? Not really, right? Tripped. Okay. I mean, you can get the botanical specimens from fishing, even. You don't need to be doing anything special. Oh, he's at rank 5 already. We started at rank 3, though, so I guess that makes sense. Alright, let's get these 3. I'm gonna get that one over there, too. You... Okay, he already aggroed that one. Oh, he's on Wiggles! No! Go this way. That way. Oh, how do we get 4 in here? Oh, right, because the 4th one spawned. I forgot. That's good for accuracy reduction. We're good. Healer's doing very well keeping me alive. What's his name? Kalev's. I don't think I've ever seen him around before in West. Do we know a Kalev's, Yooks? I think that other one reset over there. Oh well. We have to kill it though. We have to kill it. Never seen it, then again, you don't pay attention? Yeah, me neither. You get hella from fishing? I don't really get that much from fishing. Or maybe I got very unlucky, but I used like 200 and I only got 4. So I didn't get lucky. Alright, we're gonna get 4 of these here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha. Don't kill Wiggles, you bastards. Oh, okay. Scary. I'd have to do a whole other hour of farming just to get rank 6. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just take what I've got. There's one up there. How do we miss that one? Okay, let's just get these 2 then. I don't think I'm gonna... In 3 minutes, I don't think I can get enough points. Should I try to get that 3rd one? I don't want it to reset either. Oh, here we go. There's another one. Hello. Come here. Oh, I don't have the combo. No. I want to get back into a peace zone. Actually, I guess I have a teleport stone. So the moment this turns into conflict, or right before it does, I can just use a teleport stone to get away. And we'll just wait out the remaining time. So I'm almost at rank 4. 1, 2. Where is he? He's here. Yeah, this'll do it. After these 2 kills, I'll be at rank 4. This is not bad. I'm gonna go do Mirage Isle Fish Fest. Meanwhile, I mean, I'm only just streaming right now to sort of help answer questions and stuff. Because there's so many really good streams right now for, like, PvP through the Fresh Start servers. And, like, Unseen and everything. So I'm not trying to compete with those. It looks like one of them actually... reset. Uh-oh. Okay, I got rank 4, I'm happy. He got rank 6, we're done! Wow. So it took him an hour to get to rank 6. It took me an hour to get to rank 4. How did these spawn? Oops. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just log out. Alright, he went. He logged out. Alright, cool. Rank 4. Great. I don't want to have to do this later, so I'm happy with that. What is that, 39 of each? Okay, cool. Better than 25. It's not quite 50, but whatever. Doesn't mean it means I don't have to spend another hour in here. Well, I can spend another hour in here, but I can do what I want on my terms. Instead of having to, like, farm stuff or fish or something. Okay, let's head back. I may use the labor to actually try to get everything up to legendary. And again, for anybody lurking in the background, if you're a new returning player, if you guys have any questions about the game, please feel free to ask. There's, again, really, really good streams right now for fresh start PvP content and stuff, but I've noticed that, you know, a lot of questions that people ask kind of go unanswered because the streamer's usually busy. So yeah, I mean, I've been watching those streams too. Right now I'm kind of doing my own thing and hanging out, so I figured I'd stream anyways to be able to answer questions and help people out. So, good time to do that. I can help you guys with any Archeage related questions, mechanics. You know, there's no such thing as an actual noob question, so please feel free to ask stuff. We can theorycraft about builds, we can talk about, you know, different ways or things to do, or, you know, whatever. All those things, as we traditionally do. And again, a lot of the questions that are asked, the really good ones that I answer a lot, I tend to put them up as a highlight on YouTube. What did I sell? Selling food. I went and got, I'm trying to get my cooking levels up, so now I'm just selling food to compensate for that. Cody's playing with the ball at the bottom of his cage. Yeah, I did. I finished Bastion Curios. I did it, all of it. It's up on YouTube too. The whole part 1, 2, and 3. All those streams. Really fun fight, but you know, I woke up in the morning and I was just able to do it on the first try. So yeah, I was just really tired the night before. The night before I was like struggling to hold on because that fight took forever. And yeah, the cutscenes were epic. Everything was awesome about it. I was very happy. But yeah, I woke up the next morning, started the stream, did a little bit of things, and then went over to Curios, and it was like one shot pretty much. Not one shot, but you know, I was able to do it in one go without any problems. Alright, let's use this. How much does this sell for? No registered price. Nobody's bought them. So why did it tell me 20 gold inside of the garden? I wonder whose actual server we were on. Because I've heard rumors that the garden is actually a part of one specific server at a time, at random. But we don't get any of that details. It's not. So I don't know. Maybe on a different server there's one up for 20 gold. I just don't know which server that is. Okay, whatever. I don't care about that stuff. Let's put things away. We'll sort things out. Let's try to get my hat up to legendary at least today. So we'll do that. This. Bam, bam, bam. Auto sort, and let's put some labor into infusing. Oh, you finished it this morning. Nice. You know, legendary hat, right? I need 3 more pieces to be legendary to get a legendary buff. And again, the value of a legendary buff for me is actually quite low. You know, it gives a little bit more damage. Ooh. A little bit more health and mana. Ooh. But overall value is actually quite low, so I'm only doing it because I just want the legendary buff, right? I'm doing it for, you know, shits and giggles pretty much. But I'm able to solo content just fine. I'm able to PvP the top players just fine, unless they're a tank, obviously, because I'm designed to kill me. Oh, it's this guy. This is Caleb. It's right here. He's from the tribe. Okay, that's cool. Still need goddamn lid pieces. Yeah, I know. We can do that if you want. We can take care of that. Are you in line? You are. I'll make you go. We can go on the lib. Do a few runs of that. Just chilling. I'm here to answer questions and help people out. I'm not doing anything too crazy. Hey, wow. Let me just put all this stuff into my hat. I should be able to get legendary right now, but let's It's getting all the gear up to legendary. That's the problem. Alright. $84 gold. I mean, I'm okay on gold to do all this. That wasn't my concern. Hold on. I need... hold on. Yellow still? Okay, that's not yellow, so I need to do that. Because this has a chance to go over. And if that doesn't work, I'll put in 1. Okay, yeah. Oh, that doesn't work either. This one? This has a chance to go over. Sucks going from 18k full cast time healer to your little noob dwarf in live servers. Yeah, PTS was nice, but, you know, we weren't really making total use of PTS either, because most likely you didn't have Lunafrosts on your weapons. Most likely you didn't have, you know, like little tiny things that you don't normally think about. Oh god, that's... Okay. Let's put this in, and then if anything, I'll use one of these. Yeah, okay. Hey, perfect. Legendary hat, Pog. Actually, that one did extra XP. Okay, of course it would. Let's start the next gear. The next one is... Well, we'll open up the rest of these, I guess. The next one, I guess I'll do pants, because those are really good, right? Should have done pants instead of hat, to be honest, but hat was faster. Actually, I should do it because it's faster, right? I should do gloves. Yeah, I should do gloves. Just because it's faster. I definitely don't have enough stones right now to get it up there, but maybe tomorrow. Oh, nice. Extra XP. We match red now? Do we? Oh, you got Caprosa's thing, huh? Oh, you got the big pack. Okay. Is that the Arcane pack then? Where's your new elk? I want to see if that is the Arcane pack, or maybe it's the gold pack. I don't know. What do I know? Oh, it must be the gold pack, because you probably got the gold pack to play Fresh Start, and then decided not to, right? I'm making guesses. Arcane. Nice. Look at that guy. Hoof. Wait, he's actually two-seater. What are his abilities? Can you link the pet in guild chat? It should only be 2, right? Because this isn't the legacy servers where it's more. Yeah, it's just 2. Round and over 1. Okay, so he's just meant to be cool. That's all. When the gates to the Garden of the Gods opened, creatures roaming in the northern parts of Aurora were touched by the magic of the Mother Thiel. Pure-hearted and noble, elks especially were susceptible to the divine powers released. Except there are literally no elks on Aurora, period. At least from our current mob lists that we can kill, I don't think there's any elks, except for Nuimari. Or Heedmar. Is it Nuimari or Heedmar? One of those two. Nuimari. Yeah, I guess there's elks here. So, yeah. When the garden opened there, the elks down here were like, oh man, we're gonna grow a Christmas... What is this called? The thing that you put on the doors? A wreath. We're gonna grow a wreath on our heads. And also turn a different color, because those, I believe, are normally green. Wait, you can double jump with that? Oh my god, it can perform a double jump. Oh, it's the 3rd mount that can double jump. Amazing. Wow, actually OP. Until we get the regular mounts. It's not really OP, because it doesn't actually stop fall damage. But you can go a little farther, right, because of the double jump, and that's kind of the point. Pretty cool. I guess that does make it a unique mount. That doesn't make it necessarily OP or anything. Nice. Actually, now I like it better. But once we get the Celestar or the Sunstar, whatever they're called, there's 2 of them, and they're counterparts to each other. They both can double jump. And we had one as like a 3-day gift, just mess around, when they did the, what's it called? When they did the free trials. But hopefully we'll actually get them at some point in the Diligence shop too. Alright, I'm done with everything here. Do you wanna... We could do library... I wanna do the Mirage Isle thing. What do you wanna do? Mirage Isle probably first, just to get the fish out of the way. Otherwise, if you tie... then it's based on who did it first. I don't need anything from here for that. You want to go fish for an hour or no? I have to use labor potions for that. Or just use one of these. I got no labor, so we can do lib after your fishing time? No, we'll just do lib now then. I can use this garden elixir. Although it's really not worth because I have 75. I have 75 labor recharges. I may as well just use those. 10k labor pot gone on pet armor? Wow. Or 10k labor gone on pet armor. Wow. Alright, well, I mean, you're getting it up, which is probably good for a healer. I think it's worth. Let's see if that description is bugged here. It is. It still says received healing plus 0. Okay. Should I just report that as a bug? I should, right? Let me take a picture and I'll... The thing is, I don't think that that's a bug within localization control, because this is actually... That number is filled in, I believe, automatically by the system. Now, it does actually get double healing. I know this because we've tested it. So... Oh, cool. Yeah. Awesome. I know that we still get double healing on this armor. It just doesn't say that it does. So it must be, like, they actually have to get XL to fix that one. Because it's just the description based on, I believe, XL Games putting in, you know, variables there. It's kind of interesting that because it still works, even though, like, it's plus 0 here. It's very interesting. Alright, what are we doing? I need DPS? Okay. You're just trying to get your remaining pieces, right? Wow, look at you. Wow, wow. Wow. Okay, cool. Your little battle bot. It is good for damage. For sure. Well, specifically from that one skill that, you know, procs every 30 seconds. So are you giving it intelligence armor or flame? Because I think that one skill is intelligence and magic based, but everything else that he does is strength based and melee damage. So, I don't know. I would say go intelligence maybe, but then you'd only be able to use that gear on this guy. Yeah, you're doing strength? Okay. Yeah, the damage would still be increased by 4 times, right? While he might not have more magic damage, still he'll get the benefits of all the buffs from the armor. And that is worth it, regardless. And plus, then you can use that same strength armor on other pets. Like if you get Harad the Gatekeeper, for example, or if you save up Kyrios badges and you get the Narayana Squire, which is an incredibly good pet for damage. Although I don't remember the passive on the Narayana Squire. Let me look that up, actually. I think we can find that, because it's called Oath of Shackles. So we might be able to look at it in the Codex. Need some gamers. Alright, Oath of Shackles. Yeah, okay, here they all are. And I think they say they're... Yes, they do have their passives here. Amazing. So we're going to look for Narayana Squire. And the Narayana Squire Oath of Shackles gives 15%... Oh, okay, it's not that great, actually. I think Harad the Gatekeeper is still better. The thing with... so, Narayana Squire's passives are extra health by 15%, 10% more aggro, and 15% evasion. So not that great, because Harad's gives extra attack straight up, as well as crit rate by 10%. Both of those extremely valuable. The main thing with the Narayana Squire is that the Narayana Squire has an ability that is really good, and it is, besides aggroing everything within 7 meters and taking less damage while doing so, it has an AoE trip for 3 seconds that has a 15% chance to deal crit damage. Like, that particular ability has more chance to deal crit damage. It can also shaken up to 5 targets because it has Tiger Strike, essentially. The old version of Tiger Strike. The one that's shaken everything. And it has an ability... Oh, that's why. It has an ability with a 5-second duration that increases all melee damage by 50% with a 10-second cooldown. So 5 seconds off... I'm sorry, 5 seconds on, and then 5 seconds off to recover, and then 5 seconds on again, and so on. that 50% extra damage is awesome for the Narayana Squire, and I think that still makes it way better than Harad the Gatekeeper, just from that ability alone. Harad is nice because he always has 10% attack, plus 20% from Berserk, if you get lucky to get Berserk, and I got lucky and I got this, I got the Harad the Gatekeeper version that has Berserk. Because Berserk gives 20% more attack, while taking 20% more damage, but this is 20 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So it's actually 2/3 of the time he'll always have Berserk on, whereas 50% of the time, Narayana Squire, he'll have extra 50% damage. So a lot of numbers. Point is, they're both pretty similar. You can kind of go for either Harad, which is much easier, technically, because Narayana Squire requires an immense amount of... I can't check it right now, but it requires an immense amount of Kyrios badges, as well as an investment to actually grow the pet once you have the pet soul. And it's just a really cool pet and can also shaken things, right? AoE shaken is nice. Alright. The Battle Bout is good just because of the one ability mostly, but if you give it the armor to also make its melee attacks do extra damage nicely, then it's still worth very much. So yeah, I think Flame was the best choice there. Alright, let's do this. Who do we have with us? A bunch of folks. Also very low gear score folks. Wow. Look at that. Magic well. You told the door to open, and it did. I'm gonna wait for your thing. I'm waiting for your thing. Give me my thing. Okay, whatever. You're not gonna give me my thing? For extra attack speed? Okay. Guess we don't need it, but... would have been nice, you know. I forgot all my combos. Woo! It's very hard to see what's happening on my screen. I can't imagine what it looks like on the stream right now. With all the jumping around and such. But I guess that's normal. I've done this on stream several times. Oh, God, he's doing that thing. Good. Everything's fine. Should have popped a loot potion for you, I'm sorry. On second run, I'll go and grab a loot potion very quickly. Who are we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing somebody. 5. Alright, we chill. Also, what attacks? Yeah, him. Yeah. I was looking for him. You're not gonna him? Wait, do you have Songcraft? Oh. Yeah, it's hard to use him without Songcraft, huh?
Statue, awaken from your slumber.
Oops. Dude, ever since I've used the dagger, ever since I'm using this dagger as main hand, my gameplay speed has just increased significantly, so much. Like, and I love it. I absolutely love it, to be able to constantly be doing stuff, to be proccing things faster. It's a really good feeling, honestly, and I'm gonna be sad that it's gonna have to go away once, you know, once they fix the dagger doing less damage, right? But I'll be honest, I might try just dagger main hand all the time for a little while, even after it gets, you know, nerfed, essentially, and all the weapons are doing their correct amount of damage. The only reason I say that is because The only reason I say that is because I like this gameplay style. It's really fun, and if I can make this work in PvP as well, even after they, you know, fix the bug, I might take it, honestly. I've had a lot of value in being able to do things faster, especially because of the fact that, what was I going to say? That we have 2 extra skill points. So now there's, like, always something that I can do. And with Quake triple slash being faster, I mean, it's very good. Like, look at all the stuff that ooh. Look at all that stuff that I did. I always lose target on him when he does this. Teleport.
Why would you make such a vile relic? You don't understand.
Oh wait, I have to go and hit the other dude. I just killed him. No, come back. Okay, I have to hit him again. There we go. Oh, he's on me. That's why I can't get backstabs off. I may as well just turn him towards everybody else. Oh. God, I really pushed him in the corner. Okay, we're good. Let's get out of here. I got the sun glow. Cody's cleaning himself in his cage. He's playing with all his toys. Somebody's still in there. I know, one of these days you'll get it. It will be. I mean, I can promise you it'll be one of these days. We just don't know which day it will be. Oh. 3. Today, thank you. I know. Do you have the money to actually get it back up to Legendary if you did get them today? You've just been saving up this whole time? Yep. Oh, okay. Alright, I don't know what's going on. Oh, it looks like, yeah, we just need one more person now. And gems, too, wow. And you have enough money to put in all the gems? Jeez, man, you're sitting on a lot of gold. That's nice. Meanwhile, I need 2 more things to be, Oh, this is at 61% already, I just realized. I got my fists up to 61 from all of the infusions we've gotten today. It's not too bad. In fact, I actually have enough Haram... I have enough blue infusions to get both of these up to Legendary right now. I just don't have the labor. Yeah, the labor I'm running out on, which I don't want to use the rechargers for, because it's not that crazy. Let's see if anybody else is online. I can help out. Nah, nobody. So many of my friends are playing Fresh Start for just a month. Just there for a little while. I don't blame them, of course, but I really wanted to do the garden stuff. And I like working on my main character rather than alt. Fresh Start is dead as fuck already? I don't think so. I mean, I've been watching a lot of streams for it. At the very least, people are trying to get PvP out. So that's good. C has been pretty cool because they are locked. So C kind of sucks, actually, because they cannot progress past level 53, and they can't even go into other areas. So they are really hard capped on what they're actually able to do on characters. But that does mean that because everybody's bored, they're all trying to PvP each other and just going around different zones. It also means a lot of people are picking on lower levels, which does suck. But, you know, in general, it means that everybody's bored, so they're just either, you know, PvPing or trying to make money through farming or whatever, right? That's kind of what I've seen so far in the C server. You're gonna use Divine Blessing and Lib for pro gamer time. You know, it only makes it so you don't take any immune to all debuffs during that time. I'm wondering, I know it's got an 8-hour cooldown, but if you could somehow get yourself to be immune to some kind of debuff from like a world boss or something, and if this thing actually worked for that, which world boss would it be? What thing would you, like, if it actually is true to what it says, immune to all debuffs, for 5 seconds outside of the garden, what would you use it on? Which I don't know if it actually works on world bosses, right? I don't know if that even is a thing. Dahuda to get rid of the 90% healing thing? Dahuda, okay. You can pretty much one-shot Dahuda at this point. Black Dragon, maybe? There's a reason to. I don't think there's any debuffs that are necessarily that crazy. Wait, we're starting with 4? Okay. That's fine. I mean, we'll kill it. That means there's a higher chance for you to get your thing if somebody else is rolling on it, right? Oh, it also means higher loot drop rate. If you and I use potions, and there's less people, that means the actual average is higher. So hey, making better use of these loot drop potions. Nobody else is using loot drop potions. Pro gamer, the full loot pot, chest, and pants time. Yeah, okay, you got this. Well, now we're just actually at 60% increase because everybody's done that. So nice. Let's begin. Of course, 60% doesn't guarantee anything at all. Period. So let's not get let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Wow, he does not like that flower. He went immediately for your flower to kill it. Oops. Not paying attention. Oh, I need to pay attention. Okay. Run away. I gotta turn this to everybody else. Ah. Oh boy. I am in a bad spot. Wait, he didn't do his thing. He didn't spin. Cody's active again. Now he's spinning. Oh. That's right, Cody. Anything? Nah. But I don't think your drops are from this boss, right? I think your drops are from later bosses. I have no idea. Hey, we got a Shadow Star. Loot drop for the win, by the way. Was casting Meteor, lol. Yeah, during the spinny part, you gotta jump up and down. Although I don't know how jumping down works, so really what I should say is you have to jump. Jumping up and down is a very strange way to say that, isn't it? Because nobody jumps down. Like, once you're at the top, you don't jump to get back down to the ground. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's kill things. Oh, he was trying to get into the hole. My bad. Let him get to the hole. I can see that he wants to go there. I'm waiting for you. You're not going over there. Alright. Whatever. Waiting for that. And there we go. Target is facing the wrong direction. Oh, why is that not working? Oh. Yeah, dagger with Twin Shadow Blade is amazing. Twin Shadow Slash. Because both hits of Twin Shadow Slash are so fast that, like, you only actually move once. Which actually is kind of a bad thing in PvP, because you kind of want to keep moving around. Oh, I didn't take any damage. We got Mana Shield on us. Thanks, WoW. Gave us Mana Shield. You don't have to reply in-game. You're gonna look like a weirdo to everybody. What is he talking about? Who is he talking to? Doesn't make any sense. Zap him. Can't move, so... use Absorb Life Force, right? It's a tickle gun. Alright, no luck. I know, you're literally not getting anything. Anything whatsoever. Except for that one time somebody took it from you. Alright, ready? No! Let's use Tiger Strike. By the way, again, if there's anybody lurking in the background, if you guys have any questions about Archeage stuff, please feel free to ask. I'm mostly streaming right now because I'm here to ask questions or answer questions. There's, again, really, really good PvP streams and stuff from Fresh Start servers and all that, and I've been watching them as well. They're really good, and I do recommend them. But I noticed that a lot of questions aren't getting answered in those streams because the streamer is usually busy, and I still wanted to at least keep myself open to, you know, a place where people can ask questions and learn a little bit more about the game, if there's anything they want to learn. So, that's why I'm streaming at the moment. I'm not doing anything too crazy. Just, you know, dungeons, did garden earlier. But that means that if you guys have any questions at all, you know, you have a place to ask them without feeling like something is a noob question. Alright, police, okay. I don't know if that was actually audible. We just have the windows open. I ain't got a mana. Nothing. Although we did get an extra shard. Okay, he's looted fully. Let's go over here. Run this once more. We'll just keep it at 4 people, I think. There's no point in going to 5, especially if that person isn't going to loot pot. Also, I've noticed that here after Rebellion, while it is nicer because the AI does, you know, move around better, their pathing is better, I don't think they actually do anything different in general. I have been able to do all of the Hereafter Rebellions each day without any problem since, you know, the patch. So I don't know if they're actually healing Cook Kurt more or if something else is going on, but I haven't had any issues, so And it doesn't, there's no noticeable differences. It's not like Cook Kurt is getting more heals. I haven't seen that, actually. Maybe I'm getting luckier. Maybe the dog is not... What happened? That was weird. Anyways, maybe the dog is not, like, I don't know, doing as much damage or something, or maybe he's not proccing his heal as much, but it's been nicer to do here after Rebellion. Today I didn't get lucky with the, you know, anima. I didn't, unfortunately, get one of those. But I'm only running 60% pots in there. So, I mean, I have enough time to get it. I'm not too worried, right? I have 2 months and 18 more days before my ring expires, and I'm going to have this finished well before then. Mostly just because I want to get it over with. Same with, like, Starlight Crystals, right? I'm still trying to get Starlight Crystals, you know, whenever they're really low price. Just because of the fact that I want to get it all out of the way. I want to have it all so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then, you know, I can focus on just getting the wizard tokens and the anima that I need. So, nearly there. The 3-month time is easy. Gives me plenty of time to get this done. I still need the 3rd stat anyways. I need to change Resilience over to melee skill damage. But, like, oh my god, do I need Serendipity Stones. I need so many. And then in the future, I'm going to need so many. I want to work on my costumes, but I can't really upgrade them until I get the stats I need on them. Because if I upgrade them and then, you know, I'm trying to reroll for stats I need, it's going to be a much harder chance to get some of the stats from the earlier versions. Like, for example, at Celestial, you get, like, 10 different things you have a selection from. But at Divine, there's, like, 15 or 20. So if you still haven't gotten one of the original 10 by Celestial, you have to keep rerolling to get those, because otherwise, if you're trying to get one of those original 10 after it turns Divine, you have a much lower chance to get any of that, you know? It's much harder. So that's why I haven't been upgrading my costumes, and to be fair, it's kind of expensive to do so, which is another reason why I've been focusing on other things first. Mystigon's crystals are actually going down in price from the looks of it. Still. Huh. It's getting better. Let's just queue up while... Or is Nanocat... Okay. I guess that's fine. Are they gonna... It doesn't matter if they pot. Like, we'll be at, what? 60 times 4 divided by 5. We'll be at 48% more loot pot bonus from our buffs if they don't pot, which is fine. Oh, I need to restock on the potions that I have, too. I'm running out. Might go do that next. No, I gotta do the Rajal Fish Fest. Yeah. We'll try our luck with that. What do we do here? We kill things? Oh boy. Chest and pants. Let's go. We have an Evan song. They could use Battle Hymn. Nanokaz dead. I took a big risk by going in there while he was using that. I took a lot of damage to show. And is he spinning? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, once they're at full, I'll start. Man, it's so weird pushing Hellspear on bosses now. What a strange feeling. Still uses a lot of mana though. But it's an AoE hit, technically, so melees have another way to AoE melee damage a little bit. That also impales them. You don't need those, right? I don't remember. Chest and pants is what you need. Can I get you? Yeah, let's give it to Nanocat then. No, you don't need the shoes, right? Well. Oh, the late laser killed him. Oh. Okay. No, he's gonna do the thing. Or not. Okay, now he did the thing. Using steps. Okay, I have to go and I have to do melee damage to the to this dude. Back here. There we go. Where is he? That way. We need to do AoE damage to these guys. And then we have to go here. Do damage to that. Oh, I have to go around the wall. No! No, I have to go kill that thing again. There. Lost aggro. Oh, I didn't lose aggro. That's weird. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't think I'm reaching him. Nothing again. Sorry, wow. out of here. Alright, we'll do some fishing. Just get that out of the way as well. Very, very chill stream today. Nothing too crazy going on. Nobody's asking questions either. I have noticed that just streaming in the afternoon during NA prime time seems to be a little bit more popular. And I guess more people are expecting me to go on at that time, which makes a little bit more sense. But I wanted to try Saturday, midday. Which I do tend to do, honestly, right? I tend to stream during the Mirage Isle stuff on Saturdays when I'm free. Just because I'm here anyways, I'm doing it. So may as well be on stream, talking to people and hanging out, right? Helping some folks. I'm over in Mirage Isle now, wow. Just in case you wanted to come by and catch something. GameHatesMe.com? Sorry. It does, yeah. I don't know what to tell you. It's all luck and RNG, which is why I'm not going for that set. It's like, I just can't deal with it. But it is a really good set. Like, healers have a very serious decision to make there. I think most melees or archers that go for the set. Yeah, I guess it's nice for the attack speed, for sure. For archers, it makes sense, definitely. For melee, I guess if you're two-handed, it's nice to make a little bit better values for the two-handed melees, but for dual-wield melees, it's like, we already have so much attack speed, we wouldn't capitalize off of it as much. But a lot of people just went it because 700 of those Abyssal Enhancer is nice. Most people go because they want the easier, faster way to get to, like, Eternal Grade, right? Because you can get that up with gold. Which makes sense. But, you know. What can you do? It's all RNG. You're still waiting. Plus, if you're looking for a full set, you need everything, as opposed to the people who are just looking for the 3. Oh, let me actually put on my shoes. There we go. What? I still have cooldown? Okay. I still can't do it. There we go. Went for lib. Lib for the cast time, but also it means you can miss the Haram dailies. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? That is very true. You don't have to do Haram dailies if you're just going for lib gear. You're technically still doing it for your weapon, right? Your Haram weapon. So technically there's some reason to do the dailies, but yes, you can miss it for the most part. And still, I mean... Oh my god, instantly lucky. How much is it? 380. Pfft. It's the lowest amount of lucky you can possibly get, ever. Alright, well, it's still lucky though. Hooray. Exactly, yeah, tier 4 garden, easy peasy. It's not that bad to get the weapon if everything else you have is library gear. Still though, you have to actually do dungeons. You have to get those Abyssal Enhancers. Alright, we're chilling. Again, great time to ask questions. For anybody that's new, returning player, you guys want to learn something about Archeage, you're trying to learn something about a build, or curious about anything, please feel free to ask. Now's a great time for that. Wow, what are you saying? Enhancer's not the issue. Probably just the insane gold cost when you go to, like, Mythic. I guess, yeah. Or trying to get tier 2 also, right? And then eventually tier 3. Yeah, tier 2 is a thing. Yeah, miles away from that. Yep. For sure. Tier 1 is enough just for the amount of power it gives you as the full healer set is just massive in itself. Tier 3 can drop from the shrine? What? You mean the... Are you talking about that new world boss thing? Not world boss, but the new dungeon boss? Yeah, the dungeon, yes. Okay, I see. I heard that, I heard the dungeon was actually, like, it was, the only way people in Korea could kill it is if they were, like, abusing it or exploiting some way, right? So I don't know if people can actually kill the dungeon, like, in our version. I have no idea. Unless we get it with that same exploit, I have no idea. You watched a full legit kill that looks hard? Okay, that's cool. And it just drops tier 3 library gear? Oh my god. What else does it drop? Why does everybody want to do it? Like Curios 7 times? Curios times 7, wow. I mean, Curios isn't hard, it's just you need to know the mechanics, and then practice them, right? I don't think it was hard, honestly. By the end of the day, I was just tired, which was the biggest issue. In fact, you know, we were talking about this yesterday when I was streaming, but like I wouldn't mind at all doing that again. Like, that was a really fun fight. It was a unique kind of mechanic. If they ever put in an event where you had to do the Anthelon fight or the Kyrios fight from the story, and you had to, like, you know, compete against other people, maybe like whoever does it faster or something, that would be really cool. Like, I would really enjoy that, where you get more coins maybe by your progression, like, just silly things like that. Maybe it just lasts a couple of weeks, right? Like 2 weeks every few months, these bosses, or one of the bosses is up as like a little short-term event people can do. We need more short-term events. I talked about this before, and I made a post about it a long time ago, but we need events that, like, just last a week or two, and they all give the same currency, an event coin, which can then be spent on, like, on a shop with just basic event items like serendipity stones or, you know, honor or vocation or whatever, that never changes throughout the year, except they add stuff to it throughout the year. So, like, you know, the Animar event happens with the Daru, so then during that Animar event, it still gives you event coins, but you can use those coins now for the Animar furniture, right? And then the Animar furniture goes away once that event ends, right? And then you move on to the next event. And just like a rotating list of rewards for a same currency would be awesome. And it would mean that people can save up currency. So if you didn't like the Animar event, you didn't like any of the Daru stuff, it's fine. You are able to save those up and get other furniture or other cosmetic stuff later from later events, right? So it gives people a reason to do all of the events, even if they don't necessarily like the rewards from one event, right? It still gives them a reason to do it. And that would be awesome. That would be really cool and a very positive way to get people to just do things year-round, to play all the time, to feel good about saving up a currency and using it later, or just using it right away if they only want the serendipity stone, something like that. It's I don't know, it's a design choice I hope they make at some point. But I've obviously given up on that fact. Their design decisions are not based around that, clearly. And that's fine. It's just, you know, I've seen a lot of positive gameplay from other games. I've you know, seen a lot of positive gameplay and how things do it in mobile games and other MMOs, how, like, you know, battle pass systems work in other ones, and MOBAs, and all sorts, and hopefully at one point, you know, they kind of go to a more positive system, instead of one that's like, oh, you didn't use any of your coins for the Animar event? Okay, well, I guess they're gone now. Like, you actually can't use them because you did it too late. It's kind of ridiculous we have that at the moment, because it didn't used to be that way. It used to be like, you could use those coins year-round, but in Legacy it was like that. I don't know why they made it now where you're punished if you don't use them in time. They're actually downgrading in the way that it works. I guess it's because people complained they didn't have enough slots for coins, so they said, you know what, we're going to make those coins expire. Instead of making a universal coin, they said, well, okay, fine. You don't want those slots for coins? No problem. We'll get rid of them out of your inventory for you. That's not what we want. We want a better system. But I don't know if they're going to do that. But anyways, it would allow, like, if they did a system like that with rotating furniture and rewards, but just a base set, and then they had like an event coin that just worked throughout the year, then they could do events often, right? Like every week they could do a new event and just give people a unique kind of gameplay every reset. You know, one week you get the drenching arena, then the next you have to fight Kyrios in some kind of like competition with other people on the server. And then in the next week they can do, you know, Rum Runner Rapids, and then the next week they could do something else. And let this stuff be controlled by Gamigo. Let Gamigo be the ones who decide what event pops up. Let the publishers decide what happens when. And then you suddenly get a much more active game that gives people a reason to log in all the time. That's the kind of game that makes sense for events. People don't have to log in. They don't have to feel like they need to do the events either, because again, it goes on throughout the year. It's the same currency. So if you miss 1 week, it's not that big of a deal. You know, you could just do it the next week with other events, or, you know, if you really don't like the drenching arena, you don't have to do it, right? You know that another event is coming soon. That's just random or something, right? It would be nice to see something like that. It's less stressful. People are saving up their coins throughout the year, which is cool. But, yeah. You think Exile have a weird sense of what player retention is? I just don't think they care about the other regions as much as their own, right? Which is normal. It's just how it is, unfortunately. In their own region, I mean, you know, they still do kind of the same thing that we have, right, with multiple event coins. But because they have better control over rewards, the rewards there are amazing. The rewards in those particular events are awesome. And in other words, they have a reason to do every single event, not because, you know, they're trying to get some kind of furniture, but because they have, like, really powerful things in those events, which we're not getting in our version. So, but still, something that would benefit every version is just a better system, a better redesigned system that allows players better choice, that reduces their stress, that allows them to have more fun, and that more positively gives them, you know, a kind of a shopping experience with using their event coins throughout the year. Now, that said, if somebody does miss the Animar week, right, or if they miss the Animar Furniture week, then it's like, oh man, you know, I was on vacation during that time and I couldn't log in to spend my event coins for that. Now I have to wait until next year, right? But if all of the events were constantly rotating just every week, right, it wasn't necessarily based on any one time period. And I get that there's some, you know, there are some events that are actually based on, you know, a portion of the year, like the Cherry Blossom event, usually based on a real time, you know, real world thing, right? I get that. That's fine. But in general, right, it's, you know, a lot of events are just kind of not really based on that. They could be actually rotated often. And if it was up to the publishers when, without having to even talk to XL Games, that would be really cool. But I just don't see that happening. XL really does want to control as much as they can, even though they just don't pay as much attention, it doesn't seem like, to all the different regions. They keep adding more regions on, right? Japan just got it. And now we have a C version, but they actually control that themselves, right? By the way, I'm curious about that. Like, who's doing localization? Who's doing localization for everything in the C region? Are they just taking what Tryon did and tacking it on and just saying, yep, we're going to use what they did with their localization team because technically it belongs to us, and we're going to use all of theirs in our version? They might have actually done that. I wouldn't be surprised. But, like, somebody has to localize all of the cinematics, and they have to localize, you know, every single item in the game, and I assume they're just using what is already done instead of redoing it from scratch. Should I highlight this section of the video and just send it over to Gamigo? I mean, I've already done this. I've talked about this a lot. I've sent my thoughts in many, many times. And I've even made forum posts about it. I think on 2 different occasions I wrote up something, or at least once. Highlight an email to Jake-san. Yeah, okay. I think that, unfortunately, that won't go over that well. But, like, I don't know. We've had really, like, old events that are cool, too, like the ones that require the entire server to get together and kill stuff, right? Like the Red Dragon Hatchling event, or those events that would happen in Mistsong. And that's cool. I mean, it's nice you get to actually play in a positive way with all the people in your server. You're not just fighting them all the time. And it's just a quick event, you know, you just go there, kill something, and leave. I like that, actually. It was cool. It's a temporary thing. It doesn't have to be all the time. That's what we need. And I liked other events too, the ones where you're actually competing against other people, like the Holotide event. The Holotide event was cool because you're randomly put into a team with other people. And the team that wins is going to be the ones who are more active, so you actually have to push your own team to be active and throw candy. Because if there's people that are AFK, you're just not going to win. So, you know, there's actually some sense in people trying to yell at others to actually throw and do something, even though it doesn't always tend to happen. So, you know, just like those kind of events would be really cool. Gargantuan. Is this Gargantuan? 333. Okay, it's not 380 that I got earlier from a lucky. Oh well. We'll see. We'll see what actually ends up happening, if anything. I really doubt anything will, though. Like, I've been talking forever about, you know, another currency for the premium pass. So that instead of just diligence coins, now we have a cosmetic coin, which just exists in the premium rewards on the Arc Pass. And that particular coin lets you choose what rewards you get from the cosmetic shop, like a new shop that opens, and again, rotates throughout the year. And it could be based on the events too. So like if the Daru event, the Animar event is happening, then for that duration you have some additional stuff in the cosmetic shop that is based around the Animar furniture. So not only can you use that, not only can you get the furniture with the event coins like we talked about earlier, but also you can get them with the cosmetic coins if you wanted to save up all of your diligence, all of your cosmetic coins from the Arc Pass Premium, and then use them then, right? Or you know, use them for a costume or something else, right? That makes more sense, and it's a little bit more positive. And I'd like to see that kind of thing. Plus, it also encourages people to actually get all 3 Arc Passes. Right now, it's extremely unlikely for anyone to even get 1 Arc Pass unless there is something in there they want. But look, we have 1 costume, 1 title, a set of wings, which, again, they might not want any of those, a Salon certificate, some Vero weapon skins. None of this stuff is really tradable, easily at least. And, you know, people can get them, but not actually want 90% of the things in them at all. In fact, let's say you did want one of the costumes. Let's say you did want one of the costumes, right? What encourages you to get all 3 different Arc Passes when, if you take a look at them, I have to kind of pay attention to the fishing too. When you take a look at them, they all have the same rewards, just in different colors. So, like, here's another costume maybe, but this is the same costume as this one, just in a different color, right? And if you don't want this in a different color, then, like, what's the point, right? What's the point of getting these? And they have the same things. Like, here's another one. This also gives you more skins for wings, right? This gives you the same wing skins. Golden, Astro Wings, and Dawn's Drop Dove. But why do you need a second set? What's the point? Like, why, like, I don't know. It's weird. It doesn't encourage people to get multiple passes. But if people were encouraged through some kind of a different cosmetic coin, and they would be allowed to choose whatever they want from a cosmetic shop, A, it doesn't affect actual gameplay at all, because it's all cosmetics, and B, you know, people can actually get all 3 passes and have some value to it, because not only do they, like, let's say they actually don't want anything from the cosmetic shop, but because it rotates every year, or because it rotates every, like, 3 months or something, and there's new stuff in the shop, or it's based on the events, they'll still get all 3 Arc Passes just in case something later comes out that they want. And that's cool, because it means that there's value to actually doing them and playing the game through each Arc Pass period to get all of those premium coins so that they can use them on cool stuff later. And people want to support the game, exactly like you're saying, Yux. But the premium pass is just silly, right? And not only this, but like, on top of everything else, if they really did do this for the premium pass, they don't need to do the DLC thing, because they're almost guaranteeing every quarter all 3 passes get bought out by a lot of people who just want those coins just in case something else comes out later that they want. Or maybe they're just trying to get the stuff from the cosmetic shop that they want, right? So there is actual value to putting really a lot of focus into the system, because you are almost guaranteeing a regular income every quarter, every time the Arc Pass changes, essentially, right? Every time the new Arc Pass season starts. There's a lot of value to that. So, I don't know. It's I wish it was a little better. Like, even I would buy Arc Pass Premium if it meant that I could actually get something maybe later. And I'm not actually a player who spends a lot of money because I am doing this on purpose. I'm, I'm supporting the game by playing it and streaming and stuff, but I like the fact that it's buy to play, and I don't want to have to spend money unless it's cosmetic stuff that I want. But nothing in the shop exists that I want, so how am I supposed to help? Right? There's a lot of costumes that I do want, but they're just not in the shop at the moment. So I'll just save up my money and wait, right? Why would I buy stuff? And yeah, so obviously a lot of people are in the same situation. They're not buying anything because they want something that is just not in the store, maybe. You would be spending money if there was, house decor. Right, and if that... Yeah, exactly, yeah. There could be a lot more things that just aren't there. There's one more point I wanted to make, which was, what was it? Like, you can keep titles and stuff. You can keep these in there if you wanted to, but just the coin would be awesome. Some other store. The problem is, yeah, you'd have to go and balance it, right? It's not as easy. It's easier said than done, of course. But my point with all this is that it is worth the time to go and investigate this and to figure out a way to make it work because, it guarantees income every quarter. From the people who do want to support the game, now they can get something that, again, they might not even want anything from the cosmetic shop, but they'll collect the coins from every Arc Pass just in case something does come out. Or again, an event comes up like the Daru event, and then the cosmetic shop has those items in there so they can spend them for more of those furnitures if they want to do something with them, right? Maybe if we fully theorize a new premium, they might listen and do all the work. Oh, and if we do all the work, I mean, yeah, it's... So, my time outside of, my projects essentially outside of my regular day job, I do a little bit of sort of game creative director work, where I do like to help, kind of indie groups do stuff and make more fun and interesting games with a very, very huge focus on fun first. Because if you make a fun game, you'll make the income later, don't worry about it. But if you stress too much about income and having to survive, then that actually becomes a big problem and tends to take down a lot of game studios, especially ones with really good ideas. So, I do study games, I see how things work in other games, I see what is fun versus what's not fun, what's a positive experience versus a negative experience, and I try to balance all of those out. And it's hard, because it's hard to create a system, for sure. It's hard to create a design that works. So I do this for fun, right? I don't do it as a day job, although it would be nice to, but nobody's going to pay me without any experience, right? So, I can only talk about these things. I can't really... I'm not a professional because I'm not making money off of it, or at least not a sustainable income off of it, right? Off of my little projects off to the side. But, so me giving these kind of suggestions for free to Gamigo, to XL, it's really out of the kindness of my heart, because I really do love Archeage, and I want it to be a game experience that people love as well and enjoy all the time. But right now, it's hard to invest money into the game and get something positive out of it, right? People are just not able to. And the costumes, maybe a costume does come out that they want. It's such a huge expense because they are only they're focusing on people spending $50 at a time instead of $5 at a time. And that's another problem that is unfortunately in the game at the moment. Let's send them an invoice for your creative theorizing on stream. Yeah, exactly. My unwanted creativity that was not asked for in any sense, and I'm going to charge him for it anyways, right? Yeah, it's okay. So yeah, hopefully a better system comes out at some point, and it is one that makes it so that GameGo doesn't have to charge for DLCs. Instead, they're actually making quite a good income just from the premium passes alone, But it does require a big redesign that, like how much do costumes cost then? How much are you supposed to, it's not easy, right? Again, all of it is easier said than done. Somebody has to go and balance all of it. How much does a costume cost versus, one cosmetic coin? how many cosmetic coins do you get every season, you know? There's a lot to it. And I've done game balancing in the past as well, like full game balancing. It's not terrible, but you know, it's not a cinch either. There's a lot of thought that gets put into it, but again, my point is that it is worth that time, absolutely, if you can create a system that is much more positive to the community. And also gives the publishers more power. Like again, if both of these systems together came in, the rotating events with the same coin, you know, the same currency for everything, and then a rotating shop for event furniture and cosmetics, a rotating shop for the Arc Pass Premium coin and cosmetics. It's just, the whole game would be significantly more positive. People would be spending money on stuff. They'd be logging in more often. Even in seasons where they're not actually even playing, they might actually still be logging in and doing stuff. You know, like if you have to take a 3-month break or a vacation or something, they might actually still try to log in and get stuff done, you know, because they want to, not because they have to, right? But because they want to get cosmetics, right? Not because they have to progress their character. And that's a really cool thing. So, I don't know. We'll see. Those are all just theory crafting and theorizing stuff. How I wish the game was, anyways. But I've talked about this all before. I've written forum posts about it. I doubt anything will actually get done ever. I think that the design choices for the game have been made, and we're kind of just sticking to them, because to redo these design choices would actually be quite costly, you know. Actually. Because who knows if this new system would work? You know, from the perspective of the company, it's hard to take risks like that. Like, why risk doing all these changes I'm talking about when we know the system currently works? Or even if the system doesn't currently work, right? Because now they're charging for DLCs, right? So clearly the system wasn't working. Why risk something that is not a guaranteed income? Yeah, and I get that. I totally do. This is, again, why I think that, honestly, nothing will really get done when it comes to all of these things that I'm talking about. It's because it is too risky. It's a risky thing to, you know, to say that you want to do. You know, having to go and redesign all these things is it's not easy. You have to pay somebody to do it, you have to test it, you have to make sure all of it actually, you know, is good. I mean, there's a lot to it. So I get that. But Archeage Unchained wasn't made in a day either, you know? There's a lot to that, too. And it started a really good basis that hopefully they'll continue to expand on. Alright, well, what the... How long was that? How long was that rant for? Almost half an hour? Am I going to highlight half an hour and be like, here you go, Game-A-Go, watch this half-hour video. And you might get an idea. You know, it's not really... I can't expect much out of that, honestly. Pro gamer rant. Yeah. Hopefully you guys agree. I might put out the highlights, but again, the main way that people will take that rant seriously is if, you know, there's a lot of comments on the video that says yes, yes, do that, blah blah blah. Which is what Excel probably wants to see. Hey, someone mean. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm just chilling, not doing too much. I'm just here to answer questions and help people out, which I haven't been doing because nobody's been asking anything. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. I have a list of shit to answer. Holy crap. What am I doing? So I actually have people PM me, by the way. Both in-game and on Discord, and they ask questions to me to answer on stream, and I haven't done that yet. Which I actually should do. So, because, like, obviously people can't catch the streams, right? But they want me to answer in person as a human. I'm just here to rant, don't lie. That's true. It's a place I can talk to people, hang out with you guys. But actually, people have been asking things, and I need to actually go and follow through with that. Thanks for the sub, someone mean. You're not so mean if you're subbing, though, so I appreciate that. Very much so. Oh, you're Kawaii. Hey! Kawaii from Ragnarok, eh? Because I know several Kawais. It's the most recent Kawaii that I know is from my RO guild. So I might answer some of these questions and make a highlight out of those because people wanted that. Just swinging by to support you. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Things have been pretty good. I've been doing a lot of Archeage stuff recently, as you've noticed. I haven't been in Ragnarok Online in quite some time. But this still remains one of my favorite games, and it's why I try to do my best to, you know, sort of help the community and give people a place to go to ask questions and such. Again, there's, you know, for anybody lurking in the stream, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Right now, there are amazing streams active on Twitch at the moment of like the Fresh Start server and the PvP in them and the C server and that PvP. But I've noticed, you know, a lot of the questions that the community asks in those streams kind of go unanswered. So I'm just playing the game. I'm doing things as I normally do, and you know, that said, I'm trying to help answer questions for those that do, you know, that need a place for that. You know, because the streamers in those are usually busy because, you know, they're PvPing or doing other stuff. And at the moment, I'm just doing a Mirage Isle Fish Fest. You always support the community for whatever game you're in? Thanks. I hope so. I was focused a little bit on our guild, though, when I was playing Ragnarok, over the community itself. Although I guess you can argue that I was also doing quite a bit of other stuff, too, to help out other guilds. But it's true. Like, you know, I play video games because people have fun, right? People want to have fun. They want a place to get away from real life for a little while, especially right now. I get that. And just kind of enjoy yourself and do other things and then get back to real life later, which is cool. That's why video games are awesome. We have an actual place to go to and do something else and challenge ourselves in other ways, in a lot of social ways, which is why I like MMOs more so, because I like the social challenges that come with it. And so, you know, it's a fun thing. I really do like that kind of thing. I've been in MMO development, and it is an absolute harsh place to be. It is really, really hard. But, so I don't know if I'll quite go back into MMO development anytime soon. But, I don't know, I guess I kind of want to now. It's been a long time since I did that development, and I've kind of changed since then, and I understand, you know, how things work a bit better and so on. But MMO development is hard. You have to dedicate your life for years to one thing, which may or may not even work, you know? That's a big investment. A lot of companies don't want to take that anymore. They don't want to take that risk. All right, let me answer some of these questions. So I had a couple of questions. I wrote them down under my notes. I was supposed to talk about hotkeys, and I was supposed to talk about why this game is awesome. Because apparently there's not enough videos that say why Archeage is awesome. And I've done them before, actually. I've done at least one that went onto YouTube as like a highlight. But it didn't really get too much views. I'm not really focused on my YouTube anyways, so I'm not really trying to get views on those videos. I just put stuff up there for it to exist. But I'll do them anyways. I'll answer the questions. Why not? I don't have none of the stuff is scripted or anything, so I kind of answer them on a whim, so I'll probably make some mistakes here or there, but I can still answer these questions just fine as if somebody asked them live at the moment, right? So why don't we do hotkeys first? And for this, I actually can't be fishing because I can't be doing something at the same time. So let me see, how much time do I have left on this? 28 minutes? I am nowhere in this ranking. I'm not going to get top 100 at all. So let me, I'll just do this last fish, whatever, I don't really care. I'll get the coins anyways, over time. So I'll do this last fish and then I'll get out of here and answer these questions, I think, instead of just waiting out the rest of the Mirage Isle time for the Fish Fest that I've got on the fishing rod. Plus I'm running out of labor anyways, so. Maybe this fish won't even be caught. Maybe nothing will happen. Oh, timer's almost done. Is it gonna fail? Will it fail? And it failed. Okay, no problem. Let's get out of here. Put on my weapons, get out of here. So I've been wanting to talk about hotkeys for a long time and highlight this. Ever since a video I made, a long time ago, the PvP guides, right? How to PvP in Archeage. There's so much to say about hotkeys in Archeage that are, I don't know, it's another kind of these, like, people don't take them as serious as they should, I think. But at the same time, a lot of people can't, right? A lot of people can't deal with so many hotkeys, or they can't, or maybe they have a mouse that does it for them. So this is kind of why I wanted to go into it a bit. So let me do two things here. Let me screenshot the hotkeys that I have at the bottom so you guys can see them better. How do I do that? I need to push this button, or this button. Yes, okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. This is going to be a little bit of a process. Actually, let me do this first. Let me take out my mount. Let me take out my pet. And let me go on my glider. And I'm going to screenshot that. Oops. There we go. I think this covers most of my hotkeys. Enter. Alright, and now I can go to here, and I can show that. Okay. So, this is what this looks like. I don't know how I'm going to fit this on the screen. Do you guys see this better? Is it easier to see the actual hotkeys that I have there? Just if I do this? Is that better? I think so, right? Yeah, look. Okay, cool. So, yeah, because I'm screenshotting 4K resolution, so I can do this quite nicely. Alright, so we'll talk a little bit about hotkeys. And for this, I can also use the options menu and kind of go through this. So, first of all, Archeage, being the game that it is, has all of these skills. And actually, we used to have more. I used to play in a way that had 23 active skills, and back when we had to put skill points into passives, I only have 5 passives. And I liked that gameplay. It was a lot of fun. I could do things all the time. However, if you start to give yourself handicaps, not handicaps, that's not what I'm trying to say. If you're making the game slower for yourself, that's on you. So, for example, there are a lot of people that use Shift or Control or Alt with other abilities. Like, they have to hold 2 buttons at the same time. And this is actually a way to slow down your gameplay, because now, instead of pushing down 1 button to do something, you are pushing down, technically, 2. And sometimes you might accidentally hold down Shift for too long, and you didn't push another ability that you needed to. And even the game starts you off this way. The default hotkeys give you a whole row that is Shift 1 through Shift, 8 or whatever it is. So, so something, just keep in mind, people do play this way, they're very used to it, but just some ideas around hotkeys are make them quick. Anything that you need to be done as quickly as possible should be 1 key. Give yourself as much room on your keyboard as possible to actually use hotkeys and use your abilities, okay? And in addition to all of that, try to hotkey as many things as you can, right? Because you'll get used to them over time. And then the 4th thing I want to talk about is how to practice with it, but we've talked about that in the past. So, first of all, again, make things as quick as possible. In order to, so you can look at all of my abilities here, and you can see that all of my active abilities, everything that is an actual active, has a 1-button press, right? I use F1 through F4 if I need to push some extra abilities. I even have Tab as an ability, and I'll explain how I did that, okay? So there's a lot of things on this that are not, hold Shift or hold Control or hold Alt. But there are things that are, hold those buttons too. So the way I do it, just to give you an understanding of what I do personally, okay? Here's how I did it. All of my active abilities are 1-button press. I use everything around WASD to do it except for Caps Lock, okay? This includes Tab. And the reason is because I don't use Tab Target. Instead, just an idea if you want to free up Tab, in order to target things, I use my scroll wheel. Now, I know a lot of people use their scroll wheel for abilities, but I use mine to tab target. So instead of, let me show you guys, instead of actually, like, tab targeting to go between each people, so every tab target is 1-button press, I can use the scroll wheel to scroll very fast between targets. So the way I do this is that regular scroll is for enemies, okay? Regular scroll is for enemies, so I can't show you that right now. Control plus scroll is allies, and if I scroll down, it goes to previous target, okay? And then shift plus scroll is zooming in and out. So that's how that works. This lets me free up the tab button. So now the tab button can be another ability that I use, and in my case I use it for blink, right? And so on. So that's just one way to sort of, free up the thing. It's an idea of gameplay that you can use tab target. I'm sorry, you can use, your normal tab targeting you'd actually use in your mouse wheel. But anyways, everything that I have is just one button press. Everything that is to do with the stuff I need to get out the fastest. Then I've allocated Alt plus something. Those are all of my weapon swaps. You can see them on the bottom left there. That's all Alt plus something. I also have Alt plus A, which is using shoot arrow. And usually I'll only use shoot arrow if I'm not moving or jumping. So I kind of, shoot A. I do this sort of like, it just happens in the back of my head, right? So I know how that works. And then there's other hotkeys that I have. You see, like, none of my mounts or anything, they don't have any hotkeys on them. I have to push them manually. I could change that for sure. But then all of my pets and mounts, they all have hotkeys as well. And they're a little bit strange because they are all on my mouse. So my mouse is specifically for mounts, pets, as well as, I believe it also casts Defiance. Yeah, so I can also cast Defiance from there very easily. Which, now that I say it, I can't even remember what I do. What's my button press for Defiance? Like, I can't, like, it's a muscle memory thing, but for some reason I can't think about in my head unless I actually need to do it. But anyways, my point is that all of those things are on my mouse, right? So I have a G502 mouse, and I've bound things to that to make it a little bit easier. So that's how that works for me, okay? Now there's another thing too, is I've bound all of the, like, the F button for interacting with stuff. I've freed all of those. So F, G, H, they're all actually abilities for me. I can use them all as a one-button press ability. And the reason is because I've rebound all of those interaction keys to Shift plus those values. So Shift F is how I interact with something. Like, to get on a mount is Shift G, or to interact with this Daru and its options is Shift F through Shift H. And when I'm on a glider, I can do the same thing. Shift Y to go up, Shift T to teleport forward, Shift R to get off my glider. And so, it's a little bit easier for me to do those things, and you guys didn't see what I just did on the screen, but that is essentially what happens is, I can push all these buttons, and, they're all just bound right here more easily for me to use just with, with a shift combo, right? And I also use shift combos for getting on the gliders in the first place. So those are my other uses for shift combos. But here it is, right? Shift Y, Shift T, Shift R. Right? Well, I bumped into something, but you get my point. So this frees up F, G, and H. I don't use H, but it frees up F and G for actual abilities. So now I can actually use these as one button press active abilities. So this is, again, I'm condensing what I'm doing so that, all of the active abilities are on one button presses. Any non-active ability are on separate sets of keys. Alt is my, Alt plus something is the weapon swaps. Shift plus something is interaction or my gliders. And then I use my mouse for all of the mount and pet stuff, right? So everything is very well defined in my schema. And I'm not saying this is the best schema. I'm just saying come up with something that works for you, okay? Now, number 2 is, actually, I think I've gone over 1 and 2, and I don't remember what they were, because I'm just doing this on a whim, okay? But the main thing to also keep in mind is that you have all these hotkeys. They're all cool. You maybe have a setup now that works for you. Practicing is the most important thing. So queue up to arena. You're going to lose a lot, but that's fine, because your whole purpose here is you have to knock into your head all of the new hotkeys, all of your new setups. If you're going to use tab targeting in your mouse, you're going to have to get used to that, because it's not a very simple thing to do. Hey, well, it's not a very simple thing to do, right? It's not just straight up you're going to understand it all. It's going to require a ton of practice. So go to arenas, especially 1v1 arenas where the battle is a little bit slower than a raid versus raid at times, depending on your build. And practice everything in there. All of your builds, all of your weapon swaps. Just be in town and practice doing all of your weapon swaps. Just right there in town, so that it's you can understand it a little bit better. And then additional to all of this, go and kill mobs. just solo mobs. You know, you don't have to do it in a group, but solo mobs, because, you know, killing mobs, especially ones with high health values that you can kind of keep crowd controlled, is a really good way to practice all of your hotkeys in a, you know, much better environment. Now we have the garden, you can go there if you want to just kill mobs there, make it a little bit better, but you know, it's kind of risky in there because you might die as well. But my point is that we have places to go to just practice your new hotkey set after you've gone and changed it all up and gone crazy with it. But I do encourage going crazy with it because it does make the most amount of sense long term. Long term, when you only have to push one button to do Hell Spear, or, you know, one button to do this or that or whatever, or any cast time stuff or healing things, you're not going to get accidentally confused with other things. You know, you won't accidentally hold shift for too long and not get something off, or you accidentally push something else by accident, right? Because all of your very important stuff is on a one button press thing. Now there are times when I've tried to get on my glider and I accidentally used triple slash, right? Because I just didn't push shift in time. That's a different thing, though. And actually, to be honest, I never make that mistake, but I'm coming up with an example that as you learn, you might run into. But that's okay, because again, as you get more practice with this stuff, you'll learn it better, you won't make those mistakes anymore, and it'll feel a lot better long term. But getting away from using multiple buttons to do one thing is very helpful, and it does speed up your gameplay a lot. And a lot of people use their mouse for more things. They'll use a mouse that has like 45 buttons on it in every single direction, right? And you can just use your pinky or your thumb to push those buttons. And that's cool too. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's but you know, people who are doing that are you know, they're not, you know, it's essentially one button press for everything, so that's exactly what they're doing. But if you don't have a mouse like that, and I don't either, honestly, I use my mouse for only mount and pet stuff. Everything else is just on my keyboard, as you can, again, you know, see from this list. This is just something that I wanted to go over for some time to give people an idea of better ways to manage hotkeys. Come up with a schema for yourself, practice it a ridiculous amount of times. If it doesn't feel good after like a week or 3 even, because you're going to need a lot of practice with this stuff, then maybe, you know, change things up a little bit or whatever, you know, tweak things here or there. But overall, you'll start to understand it better in your head, right? For me, I know all of my weapon swaps are in one place, generally. I know all of my active abilities are in one button presses. I know all of my shift, you know, shift F, shift G. I know how all of that stuff worked. I've used it for years, you know. I don't really get tripped up with it anymore because I've practiced with it since 2015, honestly. So again, just some suggestions for everybody. Hopefully this video helps at least, you know, brainstorm how to change things up for you. Like right now, I have to give myself 2 new hotkeys, or at least 1 new one for the Divine Blessing, because this is an incredibly important skill that I don't want to have to move my mouse from one place on the screen to the other in order to press. I need to actually put this to a hotkey, and especially one that I do not accidentally press at any point in time, right? So I have to think about that one, and I'm gonna try it at some point. I might accidentally press it sometimes. It's okay. But it is something that I have to think of, right? And I'll try to find a way to bind this to something that makes sense, okay? But that's just me. That's, you know, after years of doing this, I'm able to do that a little better. All right, that's it. I'm done. Good video? Cool? Thanks, guys. All right, so first highlight's done. Wiggles is kind of angry. He is, yeah. I mean, you know, he's a stone man. It kind of sucks to have to become, you know, a stone, a statue. But that's just how it works. Somebody carved him, that face. I mean, he can't really change it. You gotta get one next. I'm selling 2 of the taming mats, but nobody's bought them yet. Because now I have extras. You want them? You can buy them for build cost if you want from me. It's just, oh my god, dude. Such low RNG to get them. And it's really expensive. Those taming nets are like 300 gold each, just to craft. Thankfully, I've had extra money to do that with, but I know you're still saving up for your gear. You thought they were yours? Yeah, they're mine. I don't want to get the Daruda, which is the other option. I was just fighting him the other day with a group, and I was thinking, should I just try to catch him? But I wouldn't use him for anything. He's not there for an achievement that I need, so I'm not going to do it. I'll just try to sell him. Nah, I'm not going to. Oh, you want to go see if Harad is up? Don't do it. I don't want to deal with it. I want to talk about this next thing, Yooks. Alright, you went anyways. Go for it. Go look at it. I'll just teleport to you if you actually want to do it. But I don't want to do it on stream because people actually go and compete against him well. So this would actually be the worst thing to do it right now. Let me talk about the next topic. So there was one other question that I had. People wanted to know, people wanted another video to show their friends about why the game is awesome. And this is tough. I've answered this a few times, and I've answered it once in a highlight at least. And it's a lot to talk about in a very short 5-minute time frame. I mean, the hotkeys one probably took, what, 10, 15 minutes? So a short video about why the game is awesome is not easy. There are ridiculous amounts of things to discuss. So, how do I even begin if I'm structuring this? Usually when I'm asked, I just answer it right away and I don't think. But if I were to think about it slightly, how would I answer this? So, first of all, just to note, I have played this game since like 2014, since like the end of 2014, right? For a very, very long time. And I've actually played most of this time as a solo player, by myself. And I entertain myself by kind of having friends in different factions, having friends in all sorts of different guilds, helping people out just because they ask, hanging out with people and being social. I entertain myself, and I do not condone that gameplay, actually. Most people will not have fun in Archeage by playing solo like I do. But I also stream and do other stuff, and I enjoy that kind of thing, right? But in general, getting a guild and doing guild content with players is a really, really vital aspect, because the social aspect in any MMO is very, very important to, to sort of follow through with. But Archeage is awesome, because not only does it give you the social aspects, and of course the political aspects, and there's trolls and all sorts of things like you'd expect. From any MMO, that's just how it is, right? But the fact is that you can actually work with your guild in very positive ways, or your faction with very positive ways, especially in a more, the more recent version now of Archeage, right? It does actually condone a lot of faction gameplay versus guild gameplay, which, has its positives and negatives, but that's just where we are at the moment, right? So we kind of have to take that in. Now, Archeage itself has a ridiculous amount of actual content, and kind of like RuneScape, there are a very, very large number of different proficiencies or things that you can get into in order to make money using labor, right? Using your labor system. So you can go all the way out on larceny and just, use your, become very labor efficient on killing mobs and getting money from them. You can go very high into cooking, or very high into logging, or very high into masonry. And at the very top levels, you get access to crafts that other people are not able to access, and they might need your help with completing those for them. So you might actually, be tasked with sort of, crafting something for somebody because they asked you to, or just because you're, trying to take advantage of that yourself. Like the highest farming levels, or the highest husbandry levels, you can create pens of animals, so it becomes much easier to manage them, and so on. Or you can craft those pens for other people and make an income off of using your labor to do that for other people. So there's a lot of end game stuff in the proficiencies alone. But in general, there's so much content in the world itself that a lot of people are just, they do on a daily basis, but they don't think about. So for example, there's, daily events that happen, and a lot of people are always very, skeptical about, oh, you have to do all the dailies, but the truth is you don't. You don't have to do all the dailies. You can compete just fine without having to, constantly worry about all of that stuff, right? I've talked about that in separate videos, but the fact is there is so much stuff to do in Archeage, from sea content with trading across the ocean, or going out into the ocean and digging up sunken ships to take packs off of them and bring them back inland in order to turn them in for gold, or to take them to take trade packs to Freeditch, or to go out and kill like ghost ships for some extra Gilda stars, as well as treasure maps that you can then go and use the treasure maps to find those locations and dig up some kind of reward that you can then sell on the auction house. There's a ton of stuff just on the sea itself. Plus, of course, there's world bosses that spawn, and that's content with your faction or with your guilds. And there's just going around and pirating and stopping other people from doing all of that content as well. Inland, you can still do content in all sorts of different areas, from just the events that happen throughout the day, like CR or GR, which is Crimson Rift, or Grimghast Rift. A lot of the times those are sometimes PvP, actually, because the enemy faction comes over to attack you, or maybe you want to set up a raid to go and attack them. I've seen a lot of pirates occasionally go and just fight in GRCR because they want to fight, right? And that's kind of cool, actually. I do enjoy that. So that does still exist, for sure. but there is content that people can actually do and work together with in order to accomplish something. Now, of course, we have the garden accessible, so people can go with their factions and fight people from other servers even in one particular condensed location, and kill, really, really high-end world bosses, as well as really, really high-end and end game mobs to progress, right? So there's a lot you can do there with your faction or with your guild as well, to just go around and do really, really hard content. And during war, of course, people can go around and kill each other, and I've actually been enjoying the PvP quite a bit since this has come out. In addition to all that, there's all of the Aurora stuff in general, right? There's a rift that spawns in some gold fields twice a day, 2 different rifts. There's a CR rift, which spawns an Anthelon shadow at the end of that rift. There's also the world bosses that spawn in 3 different places, or in Sun Gold Fields and Exilok. Each in-game day that people can compete over for those world bosses. There's just there's tons of there's the Aegis Island, which is a contesting with kind of PvE contesting to get rewards for that. There's Whale Song Harbor, which is another sort of thing that can happen throughout the day. That's a more PvP contest thing, because you can actually go and fight other factions just for the fun of it, who are doing their Whale Song event, and we see that happen pretty often too. So there's tons of stuff to do, right? There's no shortage of things. There's no shortage of exploring the proficiencies in order to do stuff, and that's like one of my favorite things, is the fact that you can do any of these things. Personally, I don't get into trading, so most of my money comes from actually abusing the auction house, buying low and selling high, or just going out and killing mobs, and then using my labor on the coin purses. Recently, I've been achievement hunting, and I've been trying to unlock more titles so that I can get my title experience up. And then with the title experience up, I can unlock more little icons that appear next to your name. And so to do that, I have been trying to get all my proficiencies up to 50k, or at least 50k with Dawn's Drop gear. So the Dawn's Drop gear gives you an extra little proficiency boost to these. So there's a ton of stuff. There's so many different things to think about, and it can get pretty easy to be overwhelmed with the game. But this is an MMO. You're meant to be playing this game for years and years and years. That's how it's designed. You're supposed to be able to go into the game and progress on one character that you can call your own, and you can make friends with and have a history with over a very long period of time, which is awesome and really, really amazing, and a very good feeling, actually. And then number 2 is you could do kind of whatever you want. People make money from artistry just by selling selling music to people that request certain songs, or maybe they go and convert real songs into the MIDI files they need to make them in-game, right? To sort of make those same songs in-game, and then they sell that for gold. And that's really cool, actually. It's actually awesome that people do that. So there's tons of content. There's things to do. Again, it's all based off of social interactions with your guild or with, your faction. And there's obviously going to be a lot of trolling and politics that go on with it. There's a hero system that people, can also take advantage of, so the people who are the most popular and do the most events and, hopefully help the most people will go and get extra things they can go and help others with. There's the siege system. Every week there's a siege that goes on over a castle, so those heroes help sort of organize those events. So there's tons. I mean, it's an endless amount of things. Not to mention the fact that there's even more coming with the garden later on too, with what the heroes can do, and it's just an immense amount of stuff. So I guess the original question was, why is the game awesome? And I think it's just because there is so many sandboxy elements to it. Besides all of the dungeons you can do, besides the arenas, besides the Halcyon Golden Plains Battle War. I never call it Golden Plains Battle. This war that happens throughout the day as well between different servers, fighting each other and such. And all the different content you can do to progress your gear and to get better and so on. There's so much to do. It is easy to feel overwhelmed. It is easy to be like, oh, you have to do everything. It feels like you're doing dailies. But stop yourself. This is a long-term game, right? If you're playing this game for long term, you don't have to stress about doing everything. You might want to do everything and get stressed about that. But I can promise you that if you just chill and relax and play the video game, you'll have way more fun than anybody who's trying to compete in some weird high-level thing. All right? I don't do that. I have 12,000 gear score, and I'm doing just fine PvEing by myself in the garden, PvPing in the garden against people with 16,000 or more gear score. I have no problem with that, especially if I'm not attacking a tank, for example, right? If I'm going against classes I'm actually supposed to kill, I have no problems with that. There's no issues there. So I don't need to upgrade my gear anymore. I do it for fun, or I do it in certain ways, or I go and I work on mounts, gliders, pets, combat pets, specifically, right? Vehicles, upgrading boats, getting, I just got a small wyvern just for fun, just because I wanted a small wyvern, and it's like a cool pet to have, right? Or the furniture, or the for your land, and the land itself, and trying to get land that's next to each other. And there's just so many different things to do. And again, Archeage being this very long-term game, it's encouraged to get involved in all those kind of things. But again, it's easy to feel like there's too much, right? So make yourself a list is my best encouragement, is make yourself a list of all the things you want to get done, and then just do them in order, or do them like based on priority, or just work on them and check things off. Because it does kind of get a little bit intense in that sense, especially at the beginning when there's so much you want to do, right? Especially during your fresh start. But the fact that all of this does exist is why the game is so cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've kind of gone off quite a bit more than I wanted to in this video, but and it's really just a highlight of a stream that I did with no real practice or anything, right? This is completely on a whim. But hopefully this is answering the question of why the game is awesome, and helps at least give some people a better idea of what Archeage is about, and how this works in the game, all right? And again, I can go off for probably another hour about stuff too, but I'm not going to do that right now. I tried to keep this short, but I failed already, so sorry about that. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, I did it. Okay, so that highlight's done. I answered the question, right? I actually had a couple people ask for some kind of a video about that, but to be honest, I didn't get to anything that I wanted to. Like, I wanted to talk about so much more, and I like, it's impossible. There's so much to talk about with Archeage. But I think I got all my points across. I hope so, at least. Whoa, I just sold all my Dragon Essence. I think all of my Dragon Essence. Alright. That's, No, I didn't. I didn't sell all of my Dragon Essence. But I sold a pretty good chunk of it, so that's nice. Game too big to fit in a reasonable sized video? Yeah, totally. I totally agree with that. There's way too much to talk about. You want to do Harad? Alright. Are you sure, dude? Okay, you want me to do, wait, do you have the thing to even spawn him? Because I don't have the thing to spawn him. First you have to go and get all the stuff. So it's a process to do Harad, You'll get them? Yeah. It's, and I don't think I can help you get them either. It's only one person, one character that can do it. So, yeah, it's, we'll do it later. I don't want to do it on stream because somebody might come by to contest or something, and it's an annoying fight because he's not super simple, right? But thankfully I was able to get him. Again, this is one of my long-term goals that I had, and I did it because I have extra time, and I'm not super worried about my gear because I'm not having any trouble right now doing stuff. If I had trouble doing stuff, like if I had trouble staying alive in Raid versus Raid, or if I had trouble killing people that I should normally kill in a Raid versus Raid or in 1v1, yeah, I would totally be working on my gear right now, absolutely. But I don't have those issues at all. I have no problems with them against anyone that I should be killing, right? If I'm going up against a tank, like, I've already failed. I shouldn't be doing that, right? I should be going for other targets. So that's my problem. That's my fault. But I don't have any problems doing things that I need to be doing in combat. So it's not been a primary focus for me. I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm not trying to get on the top 100 leaderboard because I don't care. This stuff doesn't matter to me. I can kill the people on this list I need to kill. And I've been doing it. It's fine. That's not a problem. That's all that I care about, is just, kind of min-maxing the stats I need for the cost associated with them. Right now I'm going for a legendary buff. I'm not doing it for the real stats, because the stats you gain from it are just so minimal. The gear score you gain from it, I don't care about gear score. It doesn't mean anything, right? The stats are more important. But the actual thing is the value you get from a legendary buff versus an epic is very minimal. So I'm just doing it for fun, just so that I have a legendary buff, and I can say that I have it, and it looks cool because it's gold, and I like that color, right? So, people are so... People get so caught up in doing dailies all the time and everything, but you gotta play what you want. You gotta do what you want to do, not what, people tell you to do or anything. And then the game gets more fun and more interesting that way. And that's kind of why I've played solo my entire time, is because I do get to play the game however I want to, and nobody gets to tell me otherwise. And I've gotten kind of a reputation of doing that too, to the point where if I join up with a raid or something, and this happened on numerous occasions, especially back in the day, but if I join up in a raid, or if I join up with like a castle siege or something, and somebody says, wait, why are you playing that class? That doesn't make any sense. Why play Executioner, right? Why don't you play Dark Runner? I've been told that a million times back in, the olden days. Someone else, because I've gained such a reputation about this, someone else usually steps up and says, you don't want to tell them what to do, trust me. Which, I've gained a reputation of playing the game the way that I want to, and succeeding over other people playing the way that somebody tells them to. Which is awesome. I like that I have that reputation, but really everybody should be in that position. Everybody should be in the position of you play the game the way you want to, not because someone tells you to. And so, whenever I get asked the question, what build should I play, or what class should I play, or what weapons should I use, I usually answer them with information, right? I don't answer them with, you should play this, or you should do this. I usually answer back with information. Here's all your options on the table for you. Here's the positives and negatives. Make the decision yourself, because you will feel like you own the decision yourself, because you made it based on what you want to do, not based on what somebody else told you. So many people ask, can you give me a build for this, right? Can you give me a build for Dark Runner or whatever? Really, people should be making their own builds, because you are reading yourself all of the combos. You're reading yourself everything. You're coming up with it by yourself, and then you own your build based on the gameplay style that you want to play. And that ownership, that the fact that people miss out on that ownership, is really what causes so many people to say, oh, this game sucks. Because those people aren't even trying to play the game in the way it was designed. They're just picking up somebody else's tools and farming for them, or they're picking up somebody else's build and playing someone else's character, right? They're not playing their own character anymore. They're playing someone else's design, and then you lose all your ownership of the game, and you don't really care anymore, right? So I've played this game as a solo player for 5 years, or 6 years almost, right? In a way that actually is more fun to me, right? So I don't know. I encourage that all the time, but unfortunately, people don't do that. People tell you 7 set lib sucks and expect me to care. Exactly, yeah. The 7 set lib does not suck, right? Nothing in this game sucks, right? I used freaking level 30 dungeon gear for years, and I would completely outclass people who had insane gear, right? I played in a way that was shockingly different. And I became, again, known for that, right? I became known for that gameplay style. I encouraged other people to do it, not because I asked them or said it's good, but because they saw me doing it and wanted to learn from it, right? I get that. Okay, fine. My point is that people who think outside the box have to play different ways, and that's good. 7 set lib is great for very different reasons than other gameplay styles. Yeah, you're not going to live as long in combat, but if you know how to survive, you're going to be fine. Right? If you know how to play off of what you did, off of the gameplay choices you've made, you're good. People want to play different classes that they say, that other people say, oh, it's a useless class or whatever. But the truth is, every class has different strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, you can play, like I play Eidolon in Raid vs. Raid sometimes, because other people don't do these things. Other people don't press health lift as much as they should be, or they don't use stillness or other crowd control, or protective wings for your allies, or bracing blast tanks back into the enemy lines. People don't do these things. They don't leech the tanks of the enemies to take away their very important retribution buff that would kill everyone. They don't do these things, so I have to do it myself. People would look at this class and say, that's useless, that doesn't do any damage. But the truth is, yeah, it doesn't heal. It doesn't do damage. It literally does everything else, right? It does everything else that you need. It defends people, it buffs people, it completely crowd controls the enemies, it forces people to be in different places they don't want to be, it helps your allies do more damage. I even use Stalker's Mark in this build now, because I can, because we have the 2 extra skill slots. It's a really fun build for me to play, but my point is that every time, you'll get somebody saying, oh, that class is useless. But the truth is, there are strengths and weaknesses to every class. Yeah, some classes are not going to be doing as much damage, but they can make up for that in other interesting ways, okay? Right now, hybrid builds aren't as good. I do agree with that. So you can't really play a healer that's also a melee because you don't really gain the benefits from both of those very well. So you're lackluster in both. That is true, but you can still find ways to actually make that work differently, right? So there are still ways to play those builds. You're just not going to be as effective as somebody who went full tank or full melee or full heal, right? So you're kind of playing a hybrid of the two. Literally, that's what that is. But it doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that it's useless. It's just a different way to play, right? And there's different things you can do and abuse with it that actually do have great value in raid versus raid that people just kind of ignore. So, again, it sucks that people don't have as much ownership over their own class, and they don't have as much ownership over how they want to play. Or they don't even want to, Again, so many people ask and just want answers instead of trying to, make builds themselves because they're too lazy, right? And they don't want to play an MMO over 6 months, or 2 years. They just want to go into Fresh Start and play for a month on, whatever, and then they're just going to quit and go play the next game, which is fine. I totally get that it's a thing people do. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that an MMO is really designed to be played for years, right? You are designed to progress over an extremely long period of time. And I think people forget that way too often. We recently had a very popular YouTube streamer, the Lazy Peon. He went and reviewed Archeage. And he admitted during his, during that review that he only played the game for 2 months. But unfortunately, if you're an MMO reviewer, if you don't play the game for a year before you review the MMO, you haven't really reviewed the MMO. You haven't really played it. You have to play an MMO for a year if you want to review it for other people, because that means you have probably been to every bit of content that exists, and then you can make a better judgment call. But Lazy Peon's job is to review MMOs, which means that his money is based on going and jumping from game to game and trying them for a month or two, giving a review based off of an extremely lackluster experience, and then moving on to the next game, which is unfortunate. But that's how he makes his money, so okay, that's cool. But my point is that the review doesn't make any sense, because if you play the game for 1 to 2 months, especially if it's your job to, you're not playing Archeage. You're playing your job. And when you play Archeage like a job, it's not going to be as fun, right? It's not as interesting or as cool. And people do play it as a job. They have like a million alts, and they play the game like a job, and then they just get stressed out and end up quitting. I don't do that. I have 1 alt. Even on Archeage Unchained, I have 1 other character on another account, period. I have no other characters. I have 2. And I have fun. I have fun. I compete just fine, even from the very beginning. I don't treat this game like a job. I treat it like fun, right? And I also stream and help people out because I do enjoy that kind of thing as well. And it's worth noting that, right? I do like streaming. It is fun to have these kind of social interactions with people. Alright, we've gone over so many different things, completely unprompted other than, by the questions I've gotten off stream. But I'm glad that I was at least able to get those out of the way. Hopefully the hotkeys one is good. I don't think that I don't think my video, honestly, for why the game is awesome was where it should be. I actually don't like what I talked about. I think that it should have been shorter. I should have actually addressed some other points. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that highlight exactly. I don't even like it. To be honest, now that I'm thinking back on what I talked about for that question, I don't like it. I don't like that as a highlight. Because that's not what people put up on YouTube to talk about why they like a game, right? Maybe it is. I'll have to look at that later and figure it out. Personally, I don't think that I didn't do it justice. My previous highlight was actually way better, completely unprompted. I didn't think I was even going to highlight it. The first time I answered why the game is awesome was actually really good. And I did it way faster and in a much stronger way. But I'll have to think about that again. Or maybe I'll look back and maybe it's okay. I don't know. I think it's still worth highlighting, because why not? Even though it's not the greatest answer to the question. But I got to come up with a better video for it, or a better way to sort of represent it. Because I'm not good at that stuff. I'm not good at, thinking, oh, this will be a highlight, and then going off of that. I'm better at just answering questions right away, during a stream and such. And I'm not doing it for any kind of, like, YouTube merit or anything, because I don't care about that. This isn't my job. I have a job. And, I'm financially stable. I don't have to worry about these things. I do this because it's fun. So I'll have to think about that. I'll get back to it at some point. Anyways, we've got a, for any lurkers in the chat, if you guys do have any questions about the game, please feel free to ask those questions. Again, any question you might think is like a noob question, that's not a thing in Archeage because the game doesn't tell you very much, so you have to learn so much on your own anyways. So, feel free to ask those questions. It's all good. But it's actually been nice, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I have been getting quite a few people who say, who are just very happy to have more positive streamers or positive content on YouTube, which is awesome, actually, because, again, to me, like, I'm just some regular guy. It doesn't mean anything to me, right? I just put out content, because I want to, because it's just fun. How I can monetize any of this, like, if I could do this as a day job, that'd be pretty cool, but I just don't see that happening. It doesn't realistically make any sense unless I get really lucky somehow, right? I'd like to just go into creative, sort of creative team, creative development, and go down that route of design, right? Creative design team, or just the design team in general, because my game design knowledge is much, much greater. But, getting into game development is a real problem right now. It doesn't pay enough, people get laid off all the time, it's extremely undervalued, the people that work there. There's too many negatives, unfortunately, with the current state of game development, unless you work in an indie team. Indie teams are amazing, which is what I'm doing pretty much, just not for any kind of monetary gain, so. Alright, that's all good. Anything else interesting going on that I should be doing in-game? WoW. I did Mirage Isle, just to get it out of the way. I probably could have been farming this whole time, but I haven't been. And to be honest, I've been streaming for 3 hours, so now I'm just tired of constantly talking. It's gonna be war soon in the garden. Put all this stuff away. Hey, Hurricane. It's good to see you around again. You missed a whole bunch of rants I had. Good rants, positive things, answering questions for, people who are off stream, actually. But I'll highlight all the good stuff on YouTube. Now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, because I've already been talking for so long. That hotkeys video is going to be good, I hope. I hope that people really do make good use of... oh my god, 28 gold! What have I been doing that's caused me to die so much? Anyways, hopefully the hotkeys one is good. You have a question as well? Yeah, go for it. For sure. Again, there's so many good streamers right now for the Fresh Start servers. Like, it's been really fun PvP and stuff to watch there. So I don't expect as many people this weekend to be watching my stream. And I totally get it. Like, I've been watching those streams too. They're really good. But, again, it hasn't been a great place for people, especially new people, to ask questions, because they'll usually get ignored by the streamers. Which is fine. Again, the streamers are busy. They're doing other stuff. It's no, I'm not trying to, say anything bad about it. My point is that, the answers that they're getting, or their lack of answers, just kind of sucks, right? It's not enough. So that's why I'm streaming right now, is to at least be here to help and be available in case anybody wants to learn something new, or just trying to figure something out. Let's skip to arenas a little bit. Oh, wait, but it doesn't matter. I'll just stand here. Let's see if we can get anything in sparring arena. Oh! Okay. Instant. Cool. You want to go for Malediction, Occultism, and Aromancy with Plate and Shield. What's your opinion? Should you go Cloth? You're thinking of changing later. Aromancy to Defense, depends on the needs. Yeah, totally. Yeah, changing builds is really important. Let me think about that for a second. I have to fight a Death Wish first, so then I'll get back to your question. But it kind of depends. I don't know, like... let me think about it first, and then I'll get to it. What is he doing? Probably Plate, right? As a Death Wish. So I kind of have to go Plate, just because he will be. Alright. Death Wish is tough, because they're my build. Alright. Ooh. That's actually not bad for me. Found you. What? I used? Oh wait, never mind. I actually did something really stupid. Also... Nice. Wait, something weird is going on. No! No! Damn it. Target is facing wrong direction. No! Ah, damn it. I wanted him to lose my sight there. Trying to use Retribution, but I never... The hotkey isn't really known to me yet. Oh my god. I'm still trying to get, like, all the hotkeys down. Precision Strike and Retribution to me are completely new. So that's why I like going into the arenas, to practice those specifically. Ooh, he used it. Nice. Now I can punish him. And I can dodge that, and I can do that again. And then I can use this. Oh, I got parried. Interesting. Okay. Oh, he's just stuck in there. He's stuck in prison, or yeah, he's stuck in Impale for so long because of Sinister Strike. I'm getting better at that combo, but I still have a lot of work to do there. Anyways, you want to go for Malediction, Occultism, Armaments. So it's very big with, obviously with magic damage with the ability to get out of different locations or, you know, to crowd control people. And if you want to switch also to defense, it sounds like this is a very tanky build, right? Or at least it feels like that. It feels like you're going tank, right? Because you're thinking plate and shield. So if you're going full tank, then you're going to have tons of options, right? I mean, you can go full plate if you want to. I think most people would go cloth because of the 20% reduction to all debuffs, and then they'll just use a plate shield, or they'll come up with other ways to keep alive to melee and ranged, which is just an option, really. Going full plate means that you still need to be able to somehow not die to magic, right? And magic, it happens all the time because, you know, there's no way to stop magic. You can't evade magic. You can only lower that person's accuracy. And it's, you know, so much of magic is AoE, and it's completely unavoidable, so you have to kind of accept that damage. If the shield, though, is a magic damage shield, then that can, of course, help kind of make up for that difference. Although, you know, maybe somebody with magic defense penetration can just totally penetrate through that anyway, so that's something to keep in mind. Honestly, there's not really any wrong way to go about here. Plate does have more health pools, which means, you know, healers can heal you up with better efficiency. You want an MDF shield? Okay, that's cool. I think it's fine, honestly. I think it's a perfectly good option. If you're going tank, right? If you're going a full tank build, awesome. If you're not going a full tank build, so you're not going stam, right? You're just going intelligence, and that's it. Then that's a totally different build. And you can still go Scepter Shield for sure, and it'll still feel perfectly fine, and everything will be good, even with plate, even with cloth. It doesn't necessarily matter. You're not going to be full tank? Okay. It doesn't necessarily matter. You'll be fine in your build, because you're still going to, A, be able to do the damage you need to do, and B, you will have the ability to stay alive, right? Yeah, you want to survive Archer's year. I get it. So this is a long-term build, absolutely. I totally understand that. I think you'll be perfectly fine. The only thing is you might want to keep Aromancy, because you need to have some ways to stop magic damage, or you might need some ways to get out of a situation with teleport, you know, to keep yourself defended. And I think that's awesome. If you find that you're actually not dying that often, if you find that you're actually okay, and you've been okay, yeah, maybe you'll take Aromancy away and you'll bring in defense and see how that works. And if it doesn't work in certain situations, no big deal. You go back to Aromancy, or you know, you can change your build around however you need to, yeah. Yeah, you're afraid that magic defense shield might not be enough. Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with that, because Because people do go magic defense penetration end game, right? So it won't be enough, totally. But you'll be able to still reduce the damage of crit builds. So maybe not magic defense builds, but crit builds you can still reduce their, their actual value against you. You can go full plate everything, or you could just get 2 shields, right? You can work in a different shield and just see what works better. Or depending on the situation, switch out your shield. So that is an option as well, right? It's an expensive endgame option that you might not do for a very long time. Definitely at the beginning you'd probably want a magic shield, but honestly, I think you can pretty much make any choice here and be perfectly fine. If you go cloth, you'll have less health, right, because you don't get the bonus from plate. But cloth is nice because you get the 20% duration decrease to all debuffs. So you can keep yourself doing things much more often, which is also something to value just as much, right? Neither is a wrong option, as long as you make the decision and stick with it, and then later on you say, okay, how do I survive, right? Like, stick with your decision, and then later on if it's like, oh man, I'm dying too much to magic because I don't have enough magic defense, then you have to say, how do I change my build, or how do I change my gameplay style so that I am not, at luxury of magic builds to kill me, right? I have to be in a different location so that magic builds won't just constantly kill you all the time. So, how much you selling? You didn't buy my nuts, did you? God damn it. Why? You know how much that costs? It's ridiculous. I lose 10% for that. Well, don't worry about it, it's fine. I don't really care. If you want to go try, we can go try. You're rich. You're rich because you're saving up for something you need. So you're not really rich. You're just holding on to money for later. You started fresh start with melee, and that was your plan, but meantime I made yesterday an ult with build above, and I feel like that mage build is better for me than the melee I've planned. I think you're still if you're still using Explorer's gear, you could probably still switch out and do a different build. Kind of up to you. Money is temporary. Yes, money comes and goes. I don't disagree with that. Well, hopefully you still have the ability to change on your main if you wanted to. Hurricane. But yeah, I mean, it's good that you've kind of identified, yes, this is a kind of build you like better, right? If I were to restart a character from scratch, I probably would be actually a close-range mage, with Witchcraft, Malediction, and Sorcery, or Witchcraft, Malediction, and Occultism even. I would actually play a build like that. I think it's called Witch Doctor, because I kind of like that gameplay style of being fast and mobile, but also being right next to your opponent, even with magic. An old server, you have an archer, but you don't want another one? You just want something else? Okay, that's fair. But I mean, yeah, truth is, I think you can make any decision there and be fine. As long as you own up to your decision, right? Like, people sometimes don't own up to their decisions, right? And they'll say, oh, I went plate and full plate and everything and no magic defense at all, and now I lose all the time to mages. And it's like, yeah, of course you do. Because you're not playing in a way that will keep you alive to mages, right? You're not maybe using Aromancy, or you're not maybe staying away from mages enough, or staying out of their targets, or staying away. So many people complain they die to mages, and they're standing right next to the tanks, or they're standing right next to the people who the mages are constantly AoEing with, like, meteors and, and crushing waves and everything. They're standing right next to them. Of course you're going to die. You're standing next to the guy who's getting targeted, right? So if you play in a way that works with your build, you will be fine. People usually go plate, yes, because they don't want to die to melee or range. People also go plate because they want larger health pools, because the buff that you get from plate is a little bit higher with health than you'd get from a cloth set, right? So they want the higher health pools because maybe they're a tank, or because maybe they just want healers to be able to, heal them for a lot more. If you're at low health and you have 30k HP and a healer heals you for 30k, that's much better value than if you're at low health and you have 20k HP and a healer can only heal you for 20k at a time, right? So there's value in a max health pool. A lot of people otherwise go cloth because the 20% reduction in debuffs, right? This buff is very, very, very powerful, actually. It's actually quite a bit to think about, something that would normally stun you for 1 second will only stun you for a split second, right? For 0.8. Something that would trip you for 3 seconds is only going to trip you for 2.4 seconds, right? Or 2.6 seconds? 2.5 seconds. So there's a lot of value in this buff alone too. Will you be able to solo later when it comes to farming in EHM, WHM, or DPS is... if you go full int, yes, absolutely. If you go full int, doesn't matter what your build is, you're going to be fine. Especially with occultism, easy peasy, no big deal. That's not your concern. I think your concern is more end game, right? Yeah, end game, are you going to be able to compete? But yes, you'll have enough practice to compete without any problems. Easy clap farm mode, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. There is one worry where if you go half stam, half int, you might have a little bit of trouble, right? I'd pick your poison on that one. And, go full int and stam only in places you can't do int, right? For example, I can't do 2 strengths on my cloak. I have to do strength and stamina, right? So I get a little bit of stamina from that. Or I can't do any more strength than I have from literally nothing else. Well, there you go. That's where I get my my stamina from, is my cloak. Where else do I get stamina from, though? I have 300. Oh, my ring, my Haram ring, right? It gives 60. I guess that's kind of it. Yeah? I don't know. I'm not really a glass cannon build either because, well, I don't have the stamina. It's not a big deal. I have Haram gear, right? So my Haram gear gives so much resilience and max health as well. Like, I mean, that's essentially stamina right there. Kind of. It's not exactly, but, So I'm able to kind of survive just fine because of the Haram gear that I have. You've got 397 WoW? Yeah, that's fine. That's more than I have. And you don't have that much more health than I have. In fact, you have less health than I have because you're not using Haram gear in a lot of those slots, right? So you don't get this max health bonus that I get from the Haram gear. So it's not really a big deal. Long term, it's not a problem. Hurricane, an archer, you have no problem with that. You can farm and watch Twitch, Netflix, and whatever. You can hope you do the same thing with this kind of mage. I mean, I'm a melee. I am constantly the first thing that gets hit in any kind of situation, and I can still farm and do things just fine. Even pay attention to other things while just going around and seeing stuff and killing things. If you're playing this kind of mage build, you're not going to have any problem, honestly. You can probably one-shot stuff with Meteor, and then go on to the next mob, or you can CC things with occultism without any issues. You're not going to... I think, Malediction plus occultism works so well because of the Boneyard, too. You can shoot through the Boneyard. What are these guys doing? You're not going to have any problems, honestly. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Perfectly honest with you. You're a healer, you can just hold Holy Bolt? Yes, that's true. Absolutely true. We got Kadum in 10 minutes here, wow. Oh, but you don't want to do sorcery? You don't like the casting skills? You need to have instant cast? Sorcery has a ton of instant casts that are actually really good. In fact, I used sorcery as a melee at one point because of the instant casts. I used to play Hellweaver, and that is, before Swiftblade came out. Shadowplay and sorcery, and I loved this build because of the ancestral version of Meteor Strike, because of Frigid Tracks and how really fun it is. I mean, yes, that is a cast time, but I reduced the cast time of Frigid Tracks to almost nothing because I put all of those gems into my belt, right? And yeah, so I did that for a while. You could still play sorcery as an instant thing, but that said, occultism and malediction actually do work very well together. So depending on the situation, maybe you'll change the third one out from Aromancy to Witchcraft. I know he's talking, yeah. Cody's having a good time. You might change Aromancy to Witchcraft or Aromancy to Sorcery based on the decision, or the defense, like you said, if you're using a shield anyways, you can make some use of that. Cody's sending love to you guys. He's too busy. He's too busy letting you guys know. He's having a good time in the background. Thanks, Yux. I'll make sure to send him the love back, though. He's chilling. Hurricane, you remember morphs are instant for some skills? Oh yeah, the ancestral morphs. But still, you want to make malediction and occultism. Yeah, malediction and occultism is really good. Totally agree. Oh, you guys are synced? Not on my screen. You guys? No, not on my screen. Yeah, I know, triple love today, right? It's cool. He'll be on my arm for like 3 hours later today, I'm sure. Just hanging out and falling asleep on me. Oh, you were? You moved? He moved, I see. Alright. Wow, is the... Hold on. Is the world boss up? What you wanted to do? Oh, okay. Damn. Can we do it tomorrow? I don't want to do it right now because we're streaming. Somebody's gonna notice. I guess it's not a biggest deal in the universe, is it? We'll just go back someday. I also feel bad that you bought those things and they might not even work. I mean, I spent 5. No, I spent 4. Oh no, I spent 5, yeah. I think I spent 4 the first time and 1 net the second time. It's a very low chance to catch this thing. You'll one-shot it? Okay. Alright, I believe you. Okay, let's go. Make the port. I'll do the thing. He's run off. He's gone. Alright, I know what he's doing. We'll do this then. What? Oh, it's here. Okay. It's weird. It spawned in a different place. Oh god, I hate this. I hate RNG, dude. I really do. It's not fun to me. You gotta deal with it. Alright, Cody, I know. You're having a good time over there. Because Sinister Berry's in the kitchen doing something. Thanks for your info. Always a more easy option to have share your mind. Yeah, totally. Are you gonna do it with the tanky build? So you're gonna go tank? Oh, no, I don't even know. Yeah, he's a green cheek conure. He's having a good time. Oh shit, you're not in a party. I guess we're in a party now, so it's good. Right? As long as you tag it, I think we're okay. Yeah, no problem, Hurricane. More than happy to help. Alright, now I gotta focus on this. Now we gotta figure out which one's the fake one. Oh my god. Okay, it's this one. This one's the fake one for sure. He's so easy to kill. Try to, when I get him low, go ahead and try to capture him and see what it says. Actually, just try to capture him at all and see what it says. Make sure that it says you can't capture this mythic, or the world boss has to be mythic. Oh god. Doesn't let me? Okay, cool. Then we're good then. Yeah, this is definitely... Oh god. Every time. Oh no! The worst thing happened. That's not good. Oh, this is really bad. Like, actually bad. Go this way. Teleport. Okay, he's coming over to us now. Okay. Taking him down in health. Oh my god. So aggravating. Do you not have a pet that can taunt? Like a penguin? No. What? You don't have a penguin? Penguins can taunt, you know. Oops. Went for the wrong target. Okay, magic circle. Okay, doppelganger. Oh, that sucks. We really can't kill the doppelganger because then he's just gonna summon another one. Oh wait, no, never mind. He just does it twice. That's why. Stop it. I hate this guy. Okay, the right one is the real one. Alright, are you ready? Because you're gonna have to do it soon. Yeah, okay. Okay, go for it. I think that's good. I'm gonna keep trying to get him low. Oh, what happened? Wait. Oh, you got stunned. Alright, he's on you now. Now you gotta wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, I know. At least I didn't use it, so that's good. I know. There we go. Big boy. I'm gonna get him? I think so. You did it! You did it! We're chilling. Hey! First try. You should try to catch another one. Just to sell it. Yeah, one shot, easy. No problem. You should catch another one just to sell it for like 2k. Although, honestly, you may as well just sell the net. I don't know. Go for Druida, maybe? Alright. Let's see what he looks like. Hey, it's Herod. Does he have the good skill? Berserk? Or Frenzy? I don't remember what it is. What's mine called? Berserk? Which are the Pogger skills again? Mainly just Berserk. He has Berserk? It's plus 20% attack, right? That's all you need. You're good. That's it. You're done. Nice. Yeah, that's the really good one. The other one is not great. Wait. What? You have Frenzy? Oh my god. Yeah, read Frenzy. Frenzy is, every time he takes damage, he gets more, he does more damage, but, like, he's a pet, so generally they wouldn't take damage. Although yours is different, huh? Because you're a healer. I don't know how that would work with you. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is that he has 10% more crit rate and 10% more attack all the time because of his buff. Pro Meatball, yeah, that's true. He can also stun and AoE trip, like, really frequently. 15-second cooldown on stun, and the trip is a 24-second cooldown. So even without Berserk, you know, the Frenzy's fine. He's still going to be useful, right? But Berserk is nicer if you're going to be using him for killing stuff. Still, very, very good. Grats. We got him on first try. That's the biggest deal. I mean, you could have got nothing at all there, right? So I can't really complain. And I think this guy would be better for you than the robot guy. Long term, anyways. I guess we'll find out, right? Once you get tier 2, and you can compare it. What'd you name him? Bash? Okay, that works. Nice. Now you gotta go level him up to 55. Just bring him into the garden for a little while if you're gonna solo kill mobs. Oh wait, no. Mobs can probably AoE him instantly, huh? Did it on stream too. Let's see. Yeah, you can AFK. Oh god. AFK Holy Bolt. Yeah, there we go. The tier 2 armor, by the way, is only level 55. But yeah, you'll be able to just kill stuff and it should be no big deal at all. Alright, I've been talking for like what, 3.5 hours now. If there are any last minute questions or anything, we can go ahead and ask those. We can go ahead and do that. Any lurkers in the chat? Anybody? Any other questions you guys have? I think I'm gonna just round up the stream here and go have lunch. Can I screenshot what Berserk does? You can take a look at my screen right now. But I can send it to you, sure. Okay, yeah, you can just look at it, right? So increases attack. The main thing is it increases attack by 20% for 20 seconds, with a 30-second cooldown. So 20 seconds on. Can't talk. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off is how that one works. The frenzy one I think is very similar, but every time he takes damage, he gains melee attack. What is it exactly? I actually have it up already. Captured Harad. Frenzy. Increases melee and magic attack plus 10 every time damage is received. I don't know what the cap is on that. You want to try to find out? Oh, I guess you need him to be level something to use it at all, huh? Once he gets to level 40, we can try it out. No, it's not bad. It's not nothing. The main reason why you want Harad in the first place is because of the fact that he has the passive. The crit rate and the attack, just the straight up attack increase is really good with him. He's still better than most pets, and he has 3 skills that do melee damage. Not to mention, 2 of them cause crowd control, right? So that means he's just good in PvP as well. Yeah, to not have the extra 20% is not a big deal. He's still better than most pets in damage, period. And again, only because of the passive that he has. Yeah, exactly. You got some good RNG. You have a pet now. Yeah, go sell the other net. Or at least try to. Good luck with that. I've been trying to sell it for like 4 days now, and I've had no luck. Okay. Anything else interesting going on? Don't think so. Hurricane, about pets specific. About pets. Some specific ones are good for mage. I mean, the free one that you'd probably want for damage is that the robot pet that comes from Andelph, that comes from more specifically Cradle, or maybe it's Aaron Rock. It's up here. I think it is actually in Andelph, now that I say it. I don't remember. You have Terminator and the Wolf. Yeah, okay. So the main reason why the robot pet is good in PvE because of the one skill that it does every 30 seconds. It does actually quite a burst of damage. There's not really any pets that are better or worse for you. If you have the penguin pet, and maybe if you're on Fresh Start you wouldn't, but like, this pet is good because it tanks in PvE. Another pet that's just awesome, period, one of the greatest pets in the game, and it will always remain to be, is any one of the the thorn bears, the porcupines. These are the most absolutely greatest pets in the game, almost period, because of the fact that they actually have a true taunt. Why are you going there? They actually have a true taunt in PvP. That Porcupine can actually taunt someone and force them to look at them, at them and target them for 3 seconds, or maybe it's even 5 seconds. So the Porcupine pet is just great for anyone to use at all, and even good for PvE as well, especially if you're just not trying to get, or if you're trying to get it to tank something, right? That's not the same. Wow, the Gerudo. Sorry, that's not the Gerudo. He doesn't spawn there anymore. Or actually, maybe he does, but it's not him. You have to go for the one that is the Rift boss, I believe. Yeah, housey one. Yeah, I know. Let's go take a look. Let's see. I'm actually curious if he does spawn here anymore. Whatever one this one is. There's 2, actually. You can capture them both. But the Gerudo one is the harder one, and that's the one with the Mythic Taming Nut. Yeah, Hamster would have been okay, too. Oh, he is here. Tarion the Grim, but this guy's different. He uses a different net for Tarion the Grim. He uses a legendary Taming Net for Tarion. If we want, we can kill him for fun, though. Yeah, you can't solo him. You'd have to tell your entire group that's doing honor for those world bosses. You'd have to tell that entire group, hey, I'm trying to capture him, don't finish him. Which is, yeah, that can go either way, right? It's very hard to get him. It's not impossible, but... I mean, I had a group of 4 do it the other day, or 4 or like 5. So it wasn't that big of a deal. Oh, I got 1 Gilda star for that. No drops or anything, though. Yeah, seriously, very dramatic death. I mean, we used to have to kill this world boss all the time, so yeah. They gave him a good animation. Why not? But yeah, so generally I would say the robot. The wolf is okay, but the trip on the wolf is only 50% chance of working. Whereas that porcupine is just, it's a taunt. Like a real true taunt in PvP, which is really cool. And why I always say porcupine first, definitely. It's a free thing, you can just go over to Sunbite Wilds, find your way over there, and get it from wherever it is, and then you're good to go. In fact, I have 3 of every pet, because I also want to do the achievements for them. So I've got all of them. But yeah, robot, pet, porcupine. I wouldn't even say the wolf, honestly. The wolf is okay for the damage, but I would just mainly be using the porcupine all the time. For any build. And then once you get to like other things you can find, right, like, legendary taming nets, now you're getting into an expense, an RNG to actually get something like Harad the Gatekeeper or something else, right? What's that? Chow Chow? Yep. Good old Chow Chow. Good old way to soak up 17,674 health in PvP. Chow Chow probate, yep. It's true. I'm not gonna lie. He's definitely probate in PvP. Otherwise, he's just there, for cosmetic purposes, so that you can have a dog run around you while you're in town. Alrighty. Okay, I think I'm done for today. I'm streaming for a while anyways, nearly 4 hours. I'm gonna go have lunch, and I will go and make those highlights as well. So I've got a few things I need to do after the stream. Let me turn on some music for the outro. Gonna go bash things? Yeah, go for it. No problem, man. Congrats. First try. Add folder, background music. Alrighty, guys. I'll leave you all to it. I'm gonna be back, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna stream at some point tomorrow, or at least I'll try to. But again, if you like the stream, please feel free to follow it, because I don't know when I stream. I don't have a schedule, so I just let people know through the various social medias that I do whenever I go and start up a stream. And of course, Hold on, I gotta spell somebody's name right. Invictus. There we go. Of course, all the streams go up onto the YouTube page afterwards, as well as highlights and stuff. So if you ever missed one, you can go and have one of those running off in the background, especially if you need some help to go to sleep. I'm done. Thanks, Hurricane. See y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, and go watch some of the other streamers. There's, like I said, there's been really good content on the on all the Fresh Start servers. Like just good PvP at low levels with low gear. It's been very fun, and I'm gonna go and watch some of those as well. All right, see y'all.